Hello everyone, welcome to the Splatoon 3 tournament at the Alberta Esports Expo. I am going to be one of your casters today. My name is Tekano, and next to me is...
I'm Kiwi. It's nice to see you all. What a great turnout here, first of all.
Yeah, I'm loving the vibes in this arena here right now. I had so many people walk up to us before we were even doing the tournament today, just asking to play Splatoon, ask us about it, and experience it for a little bit. So today, we're going to be hosting a lively tournament for you with 7 teams, some of which we know, some of which are people straight from this event. So we're going to have some interesting matches for sure.
We're going to be running a double elimination tournament.
Exactly.
So it's more than one chance for these teams as well. So if you have a favorite going into this, they'll have more than one shot. Even if they lose their first round, they get at least a second one to try and come back.
Exactly. So for starting off, we're going to be going to Splat Zones at Flanders Heights. We are doing a counterpick format, which means that after the first match is done, whoever didn't win, they get to pick a map and mode that suits their playstyle. And we'll go into what each mode is as we go for those who aren't familiar with Splatoon and just want to know what the ranked modes are all about. So don't worry about that. We'll get into that when the match starts. But
our first mode here is Splat Zones on the map Flounder Heights. And Splat Zones is a mode that you have to control a specific area with your certain color.
Yeah, it is much like Turf Wars, which is like the namesake of Splatoon. Rather than trying to cover the entire map in your color of ink, what the teams are going to be doing is they are going to be trying to control a very specific area in the middle of the map, taking all the action to one area specifically. So that means that that's going to be the hotspot that they are going to be all competing over, and we're going to see a lot of action in there. That's where going to be a lot of firefights are happening and lots of contested turf. So we'll commentate on what the teams are, what we think they're doing as they play, and try and break it down for you in a way that is a bit more digestible for people who aren't familiar with Splatoon. So look forward to that.
So Andrew, or Takuno, sorry.
All good.
I just doxed you there, my bad. What's Splatoon all about?
Splatoon is a, I don't know how deep you want me to get into it, but it is a post-apocalyptic game where mammals have been kind of wiped out, and all that's left are these weird cephalopod humanoid beings that can turn into ink at any given moment. And obviously we've seen a lot of people get into Splatoon through the Smash Bros. Community, but it's been it's a wild ride from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 3. Tanner in particular, sorry, Kiwi, counter-doxed you. Kiwi here actually joined our community from one of these events and just saw what we were doing in one of our tournaments and decided to join us. So it's very cool to see you come from being somebody just stopping by to spectate to being somebody up here co-commentating with me on a live event.
I certainly am glad to be here. It's been a wild ride, and this community is very welcoming and open to all ages and all levels of skill as well. This event is not just run for the top of the top, it's for everyone, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's something that the community really aims to provide, is a space where everyone can come, compete, have fun, and really just have a great time with a game that we all love.
Yeah, we try to accommodate all skill levels, as you said, and I don't consider myself a competitive player, but speaking of competitive players, we are going to see some people in their element here. So we have Sample Text versus Bubble Guppies happening here at Flounder Heights, a returning map from Splatoon 1. So
this map seems to be split zones. So in order for the points to start ticking down, your team needs to be in control of both zones.
Yes. So right here we see them just rushing to the middle and capturing as much zone and trying to splat the other team out of there so that they can get both zones to start counting down points. Ooh. This is a ranked mode, meaning that they need to count that timer in the middle, just underneath the timer, down to 0 on their side. So they need to maintain control of those 2 zones.
The first control goes to Sample Text there, I believe. The colors seem to be a little mixed up right now as
it's
we don't
all right.
know what's
So
going on there, but
Embra is currently on Bubble Guppies, so that is who we're seeing on that side. And in Sample Text, we have Musical Glory, Banana Bro, Clave, and Cassiopeia
coming in to try and take the zone, but the zone is not capped, so the points will still be ticking down for Bubble Guppies there.
Yes, so in order for you as the opposing team to get stop that timer, you have to paint the zones or just make sure that you have enough of your ink on the zones to take them out of control. So typically more than 50% inked.
And once it does tick to that like 60 or so percent, the zone will completely change to your color, creating a big advantage.
Exactly.
The thing here, though, is that once, let's say, yellow team here, if they get control of the zone again, that'll apply a penalty to Bubble Guppies.
Yes.
And then Bubble Guppies will have to go chunk down through that penalty. But it doesn't look like Sample Text is able to regain control on this map, as they are just being shut out of the entire game.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is Bubble Guppies is having some good control of the map. Sample Text here is trying to get control. They're pushing in pretty far here, but we have an ink vacuum here, sucking up those shots, unable to get the turf that they need.
Even though it hasn't resulted in much, they did cap the zone for just that split second, and you see that penalty of 51 applied to Bubble Guppies.
So that gives them a little bit more space to get back in there, get their footing. But we did just see a team wipeout on their side, so we have... this is Bubble Guppies just maintaining control, and they're able to play a bit more of a defensive game now that they have a
this is a great flank, but the shield comes down at the perfect moment to stop any sort of entry from there.
Yes, like any sort of team shooter, this one involves a lot on timing your specials, or as most people know, like ultimates. And that was a defensive one that provides a shield, blocks shots, bombs, and also provides a jumping point for your teammates. So it's a very defensive ultimate to use, and that was a great execution of it.
Booyah Bomb and the Wave Breaker coming out to try and keep that zone in order for Sample Text to stay in the game. But they're going 2 down, and it looks like Bubble Guppies is looking to cap the second zone again, but the Splatling is just getting picks after picks, and now it looks like it's back into Bubble Guppies' control. And the shield comes down to get another secure for Banana Bro there.
Yeah.
Or on Banana Bro, sorry.
So we see Bubble Guppies here playing an incredible defensive game, and we are seeing a knockout. They got that timer all the way down to 0, meaning that the rest of the timer of that match didn't matter. They get to knock this one out, get points on board for them. So this is why we have a pit counter pit format, because now Sample Text has the ability to look at how they performed, look at how their team composition was, and choose a map mode that will suit their competitive style better. So this counter pick format will allow us to typically get a lot of really good matches going, with hopefully lots of Game 5s coming up here.
And even though it was a knockout, that game was still back and forth. There was still the ability for Sample Text to regain that control and regain that ground. The game doesn't end until either that knockout happens or the timer hits 0. So they can always regroup and push forward in order to try and secure a comeback.
Yep. It is very easy for teams to get flustered and kind of feed in, but in a situation like that where you kind of need to cap the zone right away, it's often better to stay back and wait for your team so you can push in as a whole, because if you go in on your own, you're much more vulnerable to get yourself into a situation where you are in a 2v1 or a 3v1 situation, which I've heard. A lot of the high-level competitive players say do not put yourself in that situation. Good players will avoid that at all costs and make sure that the odds are in your favor when you get into a skirmish. So
it's even in other games, other competitive shooters.
Oh, yes.
You don't want to put yourself in a position where you are down on manpower.
Yes.
You can only shoot so many targets, right? And with the amount of ink you have, that can play a factor in how much you can shoot anyways.
Yeah. And an interesting thing that I like about Splatoon is they do balancing in terms of the game in a few different ways. In terms of weapons that you can pick, they balance it in terms of what your range is on that weapon, as well as obviously what the kit that comes with it, your subs and your specials, and also just the general accuracy. You'll see some weapons that can take the opponent out in like 2 shots, but the accuracy on them is rough. So you are depending a lot on RNG and or just proximity to them. If you get closer, obviously your shots have a higher chance of hitting. So we see a lot of balancing happen that way. So taking what weapons you are comfortable with into consideration, and what your strengths are, what your team strengths are, that is how you do it. My
personal favorite weapon is the Blob Lobber, and I'm not sure how much Blob Lobber we'll see, but I am known in our community as the resident Blob Lobber.
Yes.
And so what the Blob Lobber is it's a bathtub that shoots blobs of paint.
Yes.
But it looks like we are getting our map here in mode, and it's Rainmaker.
So we have the counterpick done. We are on Rainmaker here at Sturgeon Shipyard. This map from Splatoon 2, and Rainmaker is an interesting one. different from Splatoons where you have a much more central yet mobile objective. They're rushing to the middle here to get to this Rainmaker and pop the shield around it so they can pick it up. The Rainmaker is the objective that you're trying to carry to the opponent's spawn point to put it onto a pedestal. So we see here Insane getting that team getting a wipeout and pushing this thing forward, and you can see the objective is also a giant grenade launcher essentially.
And a change that they made from Splatoon 2 into Splatoon 3 is they added this this checkpoint.
Yes.
And so it doesn't end the game immediately, but it gets you a marker that can't be passed. So Bubble Guppies here pushing already past the first checkpoint and are trying to get a quick knockout even.
Yes, we see Bubble Guppies here grouping up and pushing as a whole team, which is great for firepower. It also means that you are very vulnerable to bombs to take out your entire team. It looks like we have Sampletex taking control here, taking a good control of the Rainmaker and trying to get it out from their base and closer to the mounts that they need to get to the checkpoint.
The Rainmaker itself is a powerful weapon, but it takes a while to charge up to have that big explosion.
Yes.
It's very weak to any shooter or anything that can get in close and be in its face. And as we see our missiles coming out, or no, it's Ink Strikes, sorry.
Ink Strikes, yes. The Rainmaker does make you move a little bit slower, and it kind of makes it into a bit of an escort mission, but you're not really entirely SOL if you are carrying it. You do have a way to defend yourself, but we do see them, Sampletex getting up to try to push into the main base, but they are jumping back a little bit to regroup and go from there. But
you can only hold the Rainmaker for so long, and this timer is ticking down anyway, so they didn't really have much they could do on that push as Bubble Guppies are retaining control here and getting picks after picks, making sure that Rainmaker shield doesn't pop unless it's for them.
Yes.
Which is important because now they pick it up, and now they can have that the ebb back in their favor.
Exactly. So as we can see here, there's 3 people right here guarding the Rainmaker, trying to make sure that push is consistent with Ember on the Charger, which is the sniper weapon of Splatoon 3, just acting as support. But we do see Sampletex taking control of that area once again and trying to push up.
Banana Bro going down with the Rainmaker, having the shield to, forcing the shield to be popped again is a great way to stall this game out.
Yes.
And that's what Bubble Guppies just have to do now, as they have a strong push of 27, and Sampletex has not even gotten to their the first checkpoint yet.
Yes,
So
they have an uphill battle for sure, but I believe that they can do it, because I've seen these players play and they are incredible at what they do. Sometimes players just need a bit of time to warm up and get motivated, get more, things going. So don't count them out quite yet.
The shield going up right next to the Rainmaker, so that the that Sampletex couldn't hit the Rainmaker shield, and then that popped and exploded a bunch of paint in Bubble Guppy's favor.
Yes. We are seeing here that Bubble Guppies, once again, just like they did in Splatoons, they got a good early lead, and now they're playing the defensive game, just trying to keep Sampletex away from the objective, just either through getting splats on them, taking them out the map to wait for them to respawn, or just by, as you saw, putting the shield up.
These splat bombs are very punishing, as they can take you out immediately, just like a grenade.
Yeah, exactly. They're great for zoning people out, doing some area denial to make sure that they can't get to where they want to be. So we see that special, the Wavebreaker, coming out, which does provide a bit of just ambient support, sends out these pulses that damage and locate enemy players.
There's currently 2 down on Bubble Guppies, and Sampletex has the Rainmaker. They need to make a push here, but this Charger is coming back in and denying the ability to get in, and now a flank has popped the Rainmaker, really.
Yes. So we see that they did get it onto one of the checkpoints on the far left side here, which is it is a very tough one to push, but it is great for certain team comps if you can handle that narrow alleyway as your choke point.
And now that they've got the checkpoint, they can try and tackle this this large lead of Bubble Guppies now. If they can get the Rainmaker and start pushing it, but the Rainmaker's in such a tough spot. It's so hard for Sampletex to even have a chance of getting in.
Just like with many shooters, what you're kind of waiting for is getting a few picks on the other side so that they have numbers disadvantage, and then you can push forward. But right now we see that Bubble Guppies has once again taken control of the Rainmaker, and they might take it right off this ledge that Sampletex has worked so hard to get onto.
Oh no,
right
Cass.
now, they are just holding onto the Rainmaker to try and get this thing into knockout in 12 seconds here, so we might see them take this one away quite yet unless we have some cards up their sleeve.
They are able just to hold the Rainmaker now and hold. Oh, 2 splat from that Rainmaker shot just to end the game.
Yes, so we did see Bubble Guppies take that one once again commanding control over the map, doing a great job coordinating their team and taking as many people out on sample text as they could.
What I really like that Bubble Guppies is doing is they are taking the lead and then are playing area denial. They're taking a positional stand and are not allowing sample text to get in at all.
Yes, and that is likely something that they may have practiced beforehand, just knowing that their strengths are in getting the picks and then just doing some area denial. So we'll see if sample text and their counter pick can give them some sort of edge and throw Bubble Guppies off of their groove.
Well, with a 2-0 lead going into the first round, it can be in complacency can set in.
Exactly.
So what can sample text do to sort of try and throw Bubble Guppies off their game?
What I've seen from playing in tournaments run by ourselves as well is that what I typically try and do in this situation is identify who are the people on the other team that are giving you the most trouble. Figure out who those people are and coordinate with your team using your headsets to call them out and make sure they get taken out so that you can destabilize the other team and coordinate your pushes that way.
Ooh, a fan favorite mode has just been selected.
Oh my, we'll see that coming up on here shortly, but I'm excited for this next match. It's going to be a new mode that we haven't seen thus far today, and this is the disruption I was looking for. I was looking for something that not many people really like to do, and we'll see if Sample Text can make our next match at Clam Blitz at Scorch Gorge.
So Clam Blitz is a special mode.
Yes.
It's a two-part mode. The other three modes are really straightforward with a linear system, but with Clam Blitz, what you need to do is there are these golden clams that appear on the ground, and they generally appear in groups of 4. If you collect 8 of those clams, you create what's known as a power clam, and the power clam is the only thing able to break through your enemy's basket.
Yes.
Once the enemy's basket has been broken, you can throw any clam in.
Yes.
And power clams will be worth 20 points when thrown in, and the little baby clams that build into the power clam, those clams can be thrown into once the basket has been broken.
Yes.
And those will be worth 3 as well.
It's like basketball, but they have a shield over top of the basket that you got to break with a big giant ball first. So we'll see how this one goes. It's not a centralized objective as we saw before. So the clams are scattered all over the place. So this is going to be a very different game from what we've seen before.
Turf is very important for this as it gives your team mobility. So the ability to paint is a huge factor in this. And the heavy splatling is a much better anchor to paint with than a charger. And so maybe the heavy splatling will be able to paint more than the charger.
Yes, so we see here that we have some specials and a skirmish going here.
And a
2v1 cornering Ensign in that corner here, but getting taken out by Embra as the long-range anchor.
That's what's known as a trade kill.
Yes.
When you go down, ooh.
Spicy. That was spicy, Embra.
This charger is looking sharp.
Yes. Chargers being one of the only standard weapons that can take people out in one shot, but as the name implies, you do have to press and hold that button down to get the full power charged up along with your full
And
range.
they're pushing with the vacuum. Oh, but the vacuum goes down. Can they get the power clam in? Yes, they do. Sample Text, I believe, is taking the lead.
Nope, this would be Bubble Guppies.
Oh, Bubble
We have
Guppies
the
is taking the
colorful
lead
ones too,
again.
So it might be a little bit confusing, but we have, yes, the Insane here with, as Bubble Guppies pushing through. They've got the basket open. As you can see, they managed to get a few clams in. So on the top right, you see that they have 71 points remaining to burn through. Bubble Guppies, once they break the basket open, they will see a decrease in their points remaining to knock this round out.
And just like golf, it's a countdown system, so the lower score remaining wins.
Yes, exactly. So right now we are following a Hydra, which is a backline weapon, though we have just switched to a frontline weapon now. So we are...
Missiles coming out, trying to deny the area. Get that paint down in order for Orange Team here.
Yes, tendon missiles are a special that just you can aim from across the map, and they're typically used to disrupt the other player's position here.
And this is another special. Crab Tank gives you great range, and then a burst shot plus the while it keeps shooting, it shoots faster.
Seeing a push here from Bubble Guppies, and we do see the barrier broken, and we can see them piling in as many clams as they can with the vacuum to support and prevent the other team from putting down turf or getting splats. So that was a very well coordinated effort from Bubble Guppies.
I am impressed by the coordination that all these specials have. We had the vacuum earlier, now the multiple shields that have come down and have turned the point at crucial moments, as we're now down to only 17 points remaining.
Yes. So that was a great push. That is the value of having team chat and coordination. And we see that they are also managing to keep this basket open for as long as possible, but it is going to shut down right now. So they'll have to gather another power clam to get that open once again.
And once the basket reforms, a power clam drops underneath it, giving the ability for a counter push to be able to happen. But it does not look that Sample Text here is able to really communicate or coordinate their plays. But a pick and a Booyah Bomb pushing them forward. Oh, but the Charger comes in and takes out that Hydra Splatling.
Yes, if you want to make a run for this, you got to make sure their anchor is taken out, or at the very least, very distracted to somebody else. So.
Well, speaking of distraction, that was a great distraction by, I believe that was Kira there.
Yes, setting the other team on a wild goose chase to get them kind of scattered apart from where they wanted to be. So.
Oh. Close there from the junior, but they get the second player from Bubble Guppies there gets the kill.
So on the top left, underneath the weapon loadout here, we can see that the blue team, Bubble Guppies, does have 9 clams. They just dropped a power clam, so Sampletex needs to defend against now 2 power clams that the other team has built up.
And these missiles are really just being used to force Bubble Guppies into a play, but it's not really doing much. It's a special that is great when used with in tandem with either your frontliners going in, or in tandem with their push. Right?
Yes, exactly. So we see them drop the power clam on the side of Sampletex there. So we nice pick from Embra once again, and we
Embra,
might be seeing.
Stop it!
Yes, I know it's honestly might be considered bullying at this point. We need to see Sampletex come out here with a few specials and get a nice pick. We see 2 power clams on the side of Bubble Guppies here, so they need to get a few picks and get this going.
The slide gets 2 and the vacuum comes out, trying to eat up this ink strike, and then place it and doesn't get a 1, but seems like Sampletex.
Yeah, Sampletex is coordinating to get their power clam built up and get that basket open, but they did get a basket open on their side, which is another mechanic we didn't go into. Bubble Guppies, what they did while the Sampletex was pushing up is they opened the basket on their end, which locks the other basket from being able to be opened from other points. So,
and now since the pity clam dropped, we have overtime, and the overtime will end if no one can pick up this clam or Bubble Guppies score a power clam.
Yes.
Whatever
so
happens
we see
first.
Coordination here, and we see this going in here to lock in that victory for Bubble Guppies.
And a quick 3-0.
Yes.
To start the day.
I thought Sampletex had a really good push there going for that last little bit.
I am incredibly impressed by Bubble Guppies.
Yes.
They are outperforming expectations.
I would agree too. Sampletex had a very good push there, and if they could have had that basket open, we would have seen a bit more of an extension on that. But Bubble Guppies just taken a very strong 3-0 lead for this set, so that's going to be this best of 5 match for these 2 teams right now, which is I'm very impressed with the way that they played. Sampletex, I think, did amazing out there as well, but I think from what I saw, Bubble Guppies had a lot of good team coordination in terms of letting each other know how many clams they had, when they had their specials ready, because we saw a lot of coordinated pushes with specials, as well as I saw near the end there, Bubble Guppies were actually throwing clams to one another to get power clams built and making sure that their backliner, Embra, was not a mobile target with that big, giant, glowing power clam on them.
It's hard to coordinate, especially at an event. There's an extra pressure, but as we're at an event, we are going to throw it to a break here. Stay tuned, and we hope to see you again here shortly when we come back.
Yep, we'll just get the team set up, and we'll be back shortly, so we'll go to a quick break. See you in a bit.
Welcome back to Splatoon 3 at Alberta Esports Expo. As mentioned before, we are a part of a community here called the Alberta Squid Swamp. We have a booth currently we have a booth here, and we are selling stickers and posters. There are a limited amount of posters, but we have many stickers. Stickers are $5, and the posters are 10.
Yeah, all those proceeds will go to helping us maintain and keep equipment to help us run events just like this. So if you just like the poster or the stickers, just know that you're supporting us, a small community, just trying to help make a good time for everybody around here that loves Splatoon as much as we do. So
any support is greatly appreciated.
yeah.
Now let's talk about the game. We are going back to, so Bubble Guppies are staying on the set, and we are bringing in Bomb Squad.
Yes. So Bubble Guppies are people that were a little bit of caught us out of left field here with how strong they were, but I know that the Bomb Squad is a very powerful team in their own right. These are all people who have been part of our community for a while, so I'm excited to see how they perform.
I'm also looking forward to it. It's not every day that you get to see not only just the community, but your friends go up against each other.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it before, but I do love seeing the friendly competitions that we have, and seeing how people just improve as players and just have fun and make friends and things like that. So I'm excited to see how this team of people have and I know Enzo just joined our community for Splatoon 3 in particular. So seeing him grow up as a strong player and start getting into competitive is really, really cool.
It's amazing to see the growth of people and even just around a video game like Splatoon. But speaking of Splatoon, we're here with Tower Control, a mode we have not yet seen. Why don't you tell us about Tower Control?
Sure thing. Tower Control is a mobile objective. Once again, it'll be in the middle of the map, and the goal is to hop on that, and as it slowly moves towards the enemy spawn, you've got to stay on there and ride it until it reaches the end checkpoint. One little hiccup that will be encountered while you're riding this tower is that you will have to stop at checkpoints, which are just places where the tower will hold still for a few seconds, and that gives the other team a chance to push back and knock you off of that tower. So
those are the main times that we'll see a bunch of confrontation between the two teams, as it's something that, as the tower is a moving variable, it's hard to really plan and account for it.
Yes. It is on a set path that is visible to everyone else, so it's not like a random path, but it is going to be a very highly contested thing. So
here we have Bomb Squad on orange and Bubble Guppies at purple.
Yeah, exactly. So we have those teams, and we've got some good loadouts here. Lots of shooters here, which will be great for knocking people off towers.
We've got the junior and 2 splatter shots for Bomb Squad with a E-leader back giving huge range.
Yes, and we see Splattershot, a Splash-O-Matic, and a Splattershot Junior on the side of Bubble Guppies here to make another well-rounded team. Great anchor as well as a bunch of frontliners, so we are expecting to see some good
And we've got the E-leader riding the tower, just providing that missile support from long range in order for his shooters to get in. But as his shooters are getting picked, he's just trying to get out.
That was a great time to get out of there. Sungra doing a great job of knowing when to get out, preserve their special, and just let the other team take it so they can wait for their team to regroup and make another strong push. So great play there.
And now we see Bubble Guppies here trying to get a push with a Crab Tank on tower, but 2 Bubble Guppies go down. And it's tough to keep pushing, but the Crab Tank gives good support, and they're at checkpoint 1 and don't manage to make it through.
Yes, Luigi doing a great flank there to catch the person on tower off guard and take them out. So I know Luigi does typically favor a forward kit and aggression style, so good to see he's still up to his old tricks.
Oh, and the bomb going down there, that's 2 people that this junior has gotten from just 1v1 trades. This is why you need that man advantage, because even if you go down at a man advantage, your second man will generally get that splat.
Yeah, seeing some fantastic aim from Melamania there, just getting all the shots they needed to do and not taking any guff from anyone from Bomb Squad who wanted to challenge them. But that being said, this is an objective-based game, and we do see Bomb Squad grabbing the tower momentarily here.
Luigi fans sharking and getting a splat and maybe a second here. Oh, but they're going.
Ooh.
They almost went down to that splat bomb.
Yes.
And this tower is just under complete chaos. And there they go.
Luigi did an amazing dance up there in the middle, like fending off, I think, 3 different people, just trying to keep this zone under their control, but did give their team enough time to get sorted and get back up to support. So we still see a lot of orange from Bomb Squad up here in the middle here.
And a trade going 1-for-1s aren't really going to get you anywhere, because then it's still 3-on-3.
Exactly. So trades are what you want to avoid, but it's better than just getting taken out. But
trades favor the team that's in the lead.
Exactly. Great. Well said, Tanner. Kiwi. I mean, it's going to be a hard adjustment for
Just
me.
call me Tanner from now on.
All right, sounds good.
Anyways, we see a crab tank coming out here and a splat coming on the side of Bomb Squad. That's 2 down now from Bomb Squad as one's just respawning. So Tower's into control of Bubble Guppies here. They pin up Tower, but go down. What was that? The
Luigi.
Trizuka.
Yeah, Luigi building up special and just taking a really nice, precise shot with the Trizuka to get them off the tower.
Oh man, that stopped the tower push entirely and kept Bomb Squad in the lead. And now Bomb Squad's just riding the tower, and the tower goes just a little bit faster when you're going over a path you have already conquered.
Yes, exactly. It kind of remembers where your progress has been and helps you get back to where you've been before a little bit quicker. So,
and it looks like they're approaching that time, but they go 2 down, so the tower is going to go back into favor of Bubble Guppies and slowly push back to the middle. But they have a long way to go in order to an early crab tank. But all the specials are coming up here for Bubble Guppies. Let's see if they can use them to get this. Trizuka, now Shield on tower.
Great coordination. Bubble Shield coming out just as they get to the checkpoint here to give them that little bit of protection that they need.
Oh, but missiles, and 3 go down.
Wow. I am loving the just aggressive pushes that Bomb Squad is able to put up here and show us what they can do.
That's quite mean to just hold the Trizuka like that and just Trizuka one person and one person only.
I love that kind of play. It's a very it gets me a little tilted when it happens to me, but I gotta respect it when it's that precise.
The wave breaker there helping out, getting a splat for Luigi Fan, but then Luigi Fan gets splatted and it's 2 down again for both sides.
I am seeing so much coordination from both teams here and just such great plays from both sides.
The shield's on tower, and they're almost at the point they were before, so now it's going to start ticking down again.
Yeah, so we see that they are in control, but they do have a splat down on their side, and Bubble Guppies does manage to get up on top.
Now, what's the overtime rules for tower control?
Tower control is that so long as the person in the lead, or the team in the lead is on the tower, they have a chance to bring it all the way to a knockout. So what we would need to see is for this team, Bubble Guppies, to ride this tower up until they get to 51 points remaining in order to take it in
but
overtime.
3 go down, and Bomb Squad takes the tower to take the game 1.
That was such a great match to watch. Applause to both teams because that was an incredible match to watch. Thank you so much, audience.
This is what we love to see from Splatoon.
Yes.
The back and forth, the tit for tat, it's something else.
I don't have enough time to finish a sentence before there's like 3 other things that pop up for me to kind of go over because there's so much happening all in one go.
And now we've seen all 4 modes. We've played 4 games and all 4 modes have been played.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're just going to focus a lot more on compositions and commenting on the team stuff. So, man, I love that match.
I'm speechless. What do you say? We've seen great coordination of specials from both sides trying to push that tower. But it was just Bomb Squad with that early push in order to keep the lead, and then we're able to use their specials more defensively in order to maintain that lead.
Yes. Once again, great coordination. So many times we would see Luigi wait for them to get on tower, get comfortable in their position, and then just take them out with either a flank or a special or both, and just disrupt the other team and stop their push. So great coordination on the side of Bomb Squad. As we saw, Bubble Guppies, a very strong team, but this is what happens when you are up against another well-seasoned team. Like these are people that I know practice fairly frequently.
Additionally, we saw the use of a mechanic in this game as well, the super jumps.
Yes.
And it's not something that we really talked about previously. To super jump, you jump to a teammate's location, and it's a risk versus reward because you get there faster, but the enemy can see your jump marker and can throw a splat bomb or something there and splat you immediately.
Yeah, it is a bit of a risk, but this is once again where team coordination can really help you out because if you coordinate with your team that I would like to jump in and I'm going to jump to you, that person then knows to play a little bit more defensively. But I see your smirk at the map list that's up here.
Another Clam Blitz.
I know. And Macomart, another well-loved map because it is nice and balanced, and we get to see some clam action once again.
I'm really surprised we're seeing this much Clam Blitz, honestly.
I love it. It's so different from the other modes, and I think that's why it is a little bit polarizing in the community, but if you're going to play Clam Blitz, the time to do it is when you have a set team that you can communicate well with.
Definitely. And as we jump in here, I believe that's Bomb Squad as teal.
Yes.
And pink is Bubble Guppies.
This is like an ice cream themed color scheme. Like those, it's like bubblegum ice cream versus like, I don't know.
Oh, I love bubblegum ice cream.
I know. Both of them is bubblegum. Anyways, we see here both teams picking up a bunch of clumps right at the start and taking mid as soon as they can. Bomb Squad in the turf lead here.
Gets 2 splats. Luigi Fan gets 2 splats alone and is still pushing. Gets a third. And now they already have a power climb and threw it in immediately. That's a quick score for Bomb Squad.
Yes, a very aggressive push. We can see the Bomb here going and grabbing some more power climbs to try and get that basket open as long as they can, get some more points on the board.
Additionally, this is a short map, so the E-Leader has a lot of range, but in a map this short, it's easy to sneak up on them.
Exactly.
So let's see how the E-Leader handles this map.
Now, them being an E-Leader, they have a slower firing rate but a long range. That makes them an anchor player, meaning that they are good for people to jump to, like we were talking about earlier.
And these charges are just going like shot for shot and barely missing each other. But this, what is that? The Tentatek actually got that kill.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, we see a counter basket pop from Bubble Guppies here.
And the Crab Tank as well, getting another splat. But let's see how many clams they can throw. The basket's closing, and they only get the 1 basket, which ultimately is only 20 points down.
Yeah, and we see that Bomb Squad has a power climb as well as the pity climb that came out of the basket when it closed. So they have now 2 power climbs to make a counter push with.
Oh, and 2 go down on side of Bubble Guppies.
I'm sensing a push here from Bomb Squad. We see the power climb running up to the basket, throwing it in.
But a wave breaker coming down to try and delay the push and force Bomb Squad not to go in and engage. But they're still getting fixed. They're still finding those splats in order to get more clams in. But 3 now going down as the basket is closing.
I think that's going to be the end of that push as we see Bubble Guppies here trying to get together enough time to get a power climb and make a pushback of their own. However,
the wave breaker slays them all.
Yeah, that wave breaker will send out those pulses which will damage you, and as an Octobrush, your range is a little short, and that just didn't turn out for them. So
we see Ninja Chef coming up here. Oh, but the Bomb has a power climb already, and now Ninja Chef here on the side has clams and could throw them in, but gets picked off by that Octobrush.
Great coordination there, coordinating the flank and the basket open just to make sure they have a clear shot as much as possible. But Bubble Guppies here pushing back and getting them out of their area in time to hopefully get a push of their own going.
Bomb Squad's not really giving up any sort of map space, any sort of pressure. It's all being pushed into Bubble Guppies' area.
Yes. Bomb Squad having seen them play quite a bit, I know that they really prefer aggressive plays, and I'm seeing this come out in spades here as they coordinate a push, trying to get a power climb open, but unfortunately,
just one clam shy of a power clam. And then if the Bomb was able to get that power clam in, they could have dropped Sungara in and thrown 2 power clams in.
Exactly. We saw Sungara with the pity clam just waiting for a clear jump to get that basket in, but we see up here Bubble Guppies making an aggressive push up to the basket, but being denied by Ninja Chef.
And again, we see why man advantages matter so much. If Bubble Guppies had an additional man on that edge, they could have potentially started a push. But now we see 21 clams to 3 clams being held, and the man advantage coming in. And again, 2 down on the side of Bubble Guppies, 3 down, and the Octobrush is nowhere to be seen.
I think we're going to see the push happening right here.
That's 2 power clams in.
Yeah, 2 power clams in. We saw that they had 21 power clams to bust in here, and we see them get a strong push in here. The Bubble Guppies is pushing back, taking them out before they can knock it out entirely. Though, I spoke too soon.
The knockout.
That was an issue of the clam economy being well in the favor of Bomb Squad there.
Unrelenting pressure.
Yes.
That was the theme of that game.
Yes. Bomb Squad not letting Bubble Guppies get their footing for more than like 5 seconds.
How do you deal with that sort of chaos, with that sort of pressure?
I think at that point, you can't really call out a single player to call them out and take them off their footing. So I think what you got to do at that point is focus on you and your team and the things that you have control over. Gather your specials, try your best to stay alive, and call out flanks as you see them. Just increase your team synergy, because that's what they were up against. They were up against 4 people, once again, in a decentralized objective where the power climb can come from anywhere. So you need to have the map awareness to know where they're coming from and coordinate with your team on how you're going to deal with it.
Additionally, I believe what they need to watch out for is taking those fights where they are lacking in that manpower. They need an additional body there in order to ink to turf to splat.
Yeah.
And really, it's just so hard to compete against a team that works together on all aspects of the game.
Yeah, we saw strong picks, great aim, and just very aggressive plays, making sure that they never had a full team basically to work with. So once again, very impressive plays by both sides. Bubble Guppies, after seeing their first match, I was a little worried that they were going to be a bit too powerful, but we are seeing now that they do have matches in this tournament.
Oh yeah, and in this set, we've seen tower control and clan blitz.
Yep.
2 decentralized objectives.
Not tower control centralized, I would say.
Okay, so 1 centralized objective and 1 decentralized.
Yes.
But the tower control still moves.
It does.
So the movement of it can throw off objective times, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
What kind of map or what kind of mode would you play, or as Bubble Guppies, what kind of mode would you like to see in this next game?
Well, they know that they tried picking their counter pick as Clan Blitz, which was, I think, to try and throw them off balance. But the Bomb Squad was prepared for Clan Blitz because they've been in the community, and we know that Clan Blitz can be a bit of a meme from time to time. So they must have practiced it in the side, knowing that some teams are going to pick that. So to answer your question, Bubble Guppies, I think, just pick what you're strongest with. We're seeing their team communication right now. They are swapping out a player to, I think, help deal with the pressure that the Bomb Squad is putting on them. So that is exactly, I think, how they're trying to answer this.
I personally think that they should go to splat zones. It's a stationary objective that in the first set we saw that it was a split zone, but there could be just one big zone. And I believe that if you're lacking in team coordination, you should go to a mode that your whole team has to focus on one thing rather than multiple things.
Right. And Splat Zone's doesn't have as many things to deal with at the same time. Like with Rainmaker, you have to figure out, okay, where's the Rainmaker? How do I protect it? You kind of have some people switching from their main weapon to the Rainmaker halfway through. But versus Splat Zones, you've got a consistency with your weapons. You can just really play to your strong suits there.
I think Splat Zone should be their pick, but
yep.
We'll see. There's always surprises.
Exactly. So we'll see what they pick, and we'll go from there. I think one thing I noticed with Bomb Squad as well, like just with their unrelenting pressure, I noticed that the map was often a lot in their color.
Yeah, they're turfing the map
Yes.
very well. Most of the map, you swim faster than you run, right?
Yes.
So you have the movement. You can't really see a squid in the ink there unless there is
Movement.
Yeah. So, we're here with tower control.
Yep. Bubble Guppies wants to take it back to tower control, but this time on Hammerhead Bridge. This is a long, long stage.
I would think this would favor the E-leader, would it not?
Yes, we've noticed on both teams that they have strong anchors, or like with an E-leader or splatlings. So I think this is trying to play to that a little bit to give Ember a bit of an advantage, as Bubble Guppies wants to use that to advantage. I think one thing I would definitely try and pick here personally, as a long stage, it means that when you respawn, you have a longer distance to travel to get back into the action. So I would pick something with beacons as a support as well.
Oh, beacons is a good idea. Flanks are really, really hard to cover as well.
Yes.
Especially because your tunnel, you can get into the habit of tunnel visioning on just a certain area, and then when they come from the flanks or even from the side, it can be off-putting and throw you off, or just get a free splat on you even.
Yeah. Mako Mart being a very rectangular, like kind of a square map, flanks happen more often than they will on a match like this one on Hammerhead Bridge.
So perhaps this map is trying to avoid flanks then.
Perhaps.
Because there's only a certain amount of angles that they can flank from.
Yeah, it's as a charger, you only have to cover, like, let's say, like 60 degrees of space in front of you versus, 90 or 120. So
we've got Bomb Squad on yellow here.
Yes.
And then purple is, we've got a disconnect.
Oh, we have a disconnect, so we are just going to let them reset as it happened just before the match started. So
just a quick knockout, and then we will get back into the same map mode.
Exactly. So the TOs are going to have them reset that match. This is one of the things that, ideally LAN mode will prevent this kind of thing, but accidents still happen. Sometimes the dock get moves, and sometimes it's just Nintendo's stuff doing Nintendo stuff.
We got to be prepared for everything here.
Yes.
So let's vamp. Oh.
It's fine. We have this in the rules for a reason. This happens a lot in online tournaments, and we need to be prepared for it here in LAN mode as well.
So I've talked about my favorite weapon being the blob lobber. What's your favorite weapon?
One of the things that sold me on Splatoon in general is when one of the trailers I saw somebody using the ink brush. I thought it was such a cool weapon for a game that's already pretty zany. Like it's a game essentially based around like water guns and whatnot, and you see somebody come up with a paintbrush the size of a mop and just like frantically flicking around. I'm like, okay, I want to be the guy that brings a brush to a gunfight. And that's kind of what hooked me in. Like, it looked like a lot of fun, and I have basically been a brush player since Splatoon 1.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Splatoon 1, fun fact, released on the Wii U.
Yes. That was a long time ago, and you had to use a whole Wii U gamepad to play, which had its advantages. I did like doing super jumps by tapping on the gamepad, but what I don't like is how big that gamepad was. Oh,
yeah. And important thing in Splatoon is motion controls.
Yes.
Would you like to take away on motion controls?
Sure. As we know, most of the time on consoles, you typically have one stick to move your character forward, back, and strafe left and right, and then one joystick for camera movements. But the disadvantage that we see in Splatoon with using that standard two-stick approach is that when you want to turn, your camera moves at a set rate when you're using two joysticks. So Nintendo started this with Splatoon 1. I think they implemented it really well there, where motion controls were the default. And what that does is it means that when you see somebody coming from the side, rather than waiting for your camera to pan over to them, you can just quickly move your controller over that, and you're able to develop muscle movement or muscle memory to help you make quick snap readjustments to your aim and get shots and react a lot quicker.
While two-stick players and stick players, as they're referred to, do exist, it is encouraged to try motion controls.
Oh, absolutely. I know of a few competitive stick players. Like, you don't have to do motion, but I would say the vast majority of Splatoon players do motion.
It's quite a niche thing, as third-person shooters don't often, or even shooters in general, can't wrap their heads around motion controls. But it's just implemented so well that it's just like a second nature, right? You get used to it, and then you immediately can flick to hit everything.
I will say the journey to getting used to motion controls was a long one, but now that I'm here, it feels good. I often making the argument that motion controls are the mouse and keyboard version for consoles.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because like if you have, let's say, like a high sensitivity on your mouse and you're playing a first-person shooter, you can just move your mouse so far over to do a 180. With motion controls, you do it, if you have your controller set to max sensitivity, it's just a 90-degree turn of your controller this way to do a full 180. And you can do that way faster than you can wait for a camera to snap to where you want it to be.
So speaking of control settings,
yes,
there are people. So the majority of people will play on Pro controllers, right?
Yes.
And there's Joy-Cons, right? Now, how do you feel about split Joy-Cons?
I don't mind split Joy-Cons, but they don't work for my brush setup, so I don't use it very often. But we have everyone connected properly again. We've got the next match started, and we see, once again, a charger on each side and very aggressive comps. Fairly short-range shooters and sloshers coming out here, so we're excited to see a lot of firefighting happening.
And sticking with the E-Leader on Bomb Squad, that range, but still 3 shooters. It's an E-Leader and 3 shooters is what Bomb Squad, but 2 go down, 3 go down on Bubble Guppies, and the tower's in control for Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad once again making a very aggressive push up right at the beginning, getting picks they need to get on tower safely and take that turf.
Bubble shield's ready. They're just waiting until the tower starts moving and to throw the bubble shield on.
That's some great coordination of specials there, knowing how you want to move that tower safely up. 2
down by that Trizuka. Wipeout. That is insane. This has been just the 360 from Sungara. But the wipeout just allows Bomb Squad to continue pushing down these objectives, and they're falling left after right.
Yes. We see a very aggressive push. You're putting a bubble shield up as a little bit of protection as they were covered in enemy ink.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Applause to that match. Very strong push by Bomb Squad. Love to see that.
That was a masterclass on tower control.
They never got off tower, I don't think. Like, if they did, it was momentarily. And the reason they had that team comp was 1 charger, 3 forward, like, frontliners, so that they could just keep that pressure up. So
how do you deal with 3 frontliners?
Well, I don't know how competitive players do it. I just cry, personally. I just sit there and I sob into my head, like, what do I do? But we're going to get set up for our next match as we swap out teams. And we're also going to swap out commentators. So your time with us hasn't come to a full end, but we will be back as a after we have a quick break. As a duo. Let's go. We'll see you guys in a bit. Don't go anywhere. More Splatoon 3 coming up.
Hi everyone, welcome back. We're here with some more Splatoon 3. My name is Rainbows.
And I am Joelington. And yeah, we're about to head into our next set. We got the Okie Doki team versus Caught in 4K. A lot of really strong play we've been seeing thus far.
Yeah, for sure. Okie Doki, I know most of them are from our community, and I know that they are made up of a lot of strong players, so they're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we've definitely seen some really strong teamwork from Caught in 4K. So yeah, I think that this is going to be a really interesting set. Where are we starting off today?
Our first round is going to be a tower control on Wahoo World. A very interesting set. What would you personally go for this set?
So you definitely want to have something that's more long range here. This is a very big map, which means that there's going to be a lot, and there is a lot of open space. So that means you don't want to get caught out in the open without some support in the back, giving you some cover. So I'd love to see at least 1 sniper, and possibly maybe a splatling or 2.
Yeah, I think that back line on this stage is just really important to have. And it looks like we're about to get started, and yep, we see a sniper on the blue team, and nothing on orange. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like they're opting to go for an extremely aggressive comp. We don't even really see any mid-range weapons, which they're going to have to rely a lot on their call-outs, on pointing out where that sniper is. Otherwise, they're just going to be picked off one by one. Yeah.
And it looks like we're seeing a lot of back and forth in mid.
Just wait.
Ooh, a quick. Yeah, and they've Caught in 4K has taken the tower early. They're going to look to capitalize on those 2 splats they got.
Yeah, for sure. So if you see here, they're at their first checkpoint. They're going to have to wait until that counter up at the top goes all the way down before that tower continues to move forward. And it looks like they're able to successfully make it past the checkpoint.
And it just gets sandwiched there.
Yeah, it looks like Okie Doki did a really good job of coming from behind, pulling off a flank and being able to send that tower back toward mid, and we'll see if they're able to get a push of their own started here.
And they're moving forward, moving the fight down to their court, trying to get them on, keep them on their toes.
Yeah, for sure. This is where that sniper is going to come in really handy for Caught in 4K. They're able to set up over on the right side here, although the killer whale is going to do a really good job of displacing the sniper. Those 2 picks are going to be really helpful in allowing them to hopefully get past this first checkpoint.
Okie Doki keeping Arcbot on the tower, while everyone else just tries to get as many picks as they can. Keep making. Ooh, a really good snipe.
Yeah, good snipe, but that sniper getting taken out for it, going down immediately. But that snipe was enough to put Okie Doki on the defensive here, at least for a moment, and that tower is going to reset all the way back to mid.
But yeah, they're able to reset it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. No, they're not going to be able to capitalize on that at all.
No, they aren't. It looks like Okie Doki is hopping right back on that tower, trying to harass those places where Cotton 4K can drop down and try and stop that tower. Yeah, lots of specials coming out.
Good use of the crab right there.
Very good crab, and good bubble count as a counter.
And yeah, just stacking up those specials, keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, and it looks like Okie Doki was able to take the lead there at 47. Cotton 4K stopping them, but they are going to need to work hard to push it back into Okie Doki's territory and get the lead.
Ooh, Koki coming in from behind with the splat roller.
Yep,
And
he is scary with that roller. Oh, you have to keep your eye on him, otherwise he will come up in the pop up in a place that you least want him.
And sneaking around these corners, getting those ambushes.
Yeah.
And pops that shield again, keeping the pressure in their court while Arcbot hangs out on the tower and just runs up the clock as much as he can.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Cotton 4K. They really need to make something happen here, as there's only about a minute and a half left. And not only...
Oop, but they have the opportunity to do it right now.
That is a really good start. That's exactly what they wanted. Looks like Sniper is going to hang out on that tower, try and get a couple picks.
Ooh, almost gets the double there, but Zoki coming in to stop that from happening.
Yeah, and it looks like Cotton 4K definitely taking more hits there as they go. I think they were all down there.
Yep. A little bit of a delayed wipe, but
yeah. Yeah.
And ooh, good use of the bomb right there. And goes down, but is able to get that wave breaker out.
Yeah, it looks like Cotton 4K, whenever they do get a pick, it often ends in a trade, which is putting them in a position where they're not really able to get a strong foothold and get that tower back to mid.
They're playing a good defense, but they're not capitalizing on their offense as good as they should be right now, especially with 30 seconds left in the match.
Yeah, for sure. This is do or die. If they can't get a push going here, if they wipe, it's probably going to be over. We've got,
well, they got the double wave breakers ready to go.
Just waiting for an opportune moment to throw them.
And that's going to make the tower a very unfriendly place to be for Okie Doki.
For sure. They still need a couple more picks here if they want to be able to push this tower
They
forward.
might get it here. Oh.
But those 2 picks, despite being point censored,
This
Okie
might be
Doki,
it. This might be it.
It's down to the wire.
It's going to be a
Only
really
a few more points.
Oh!
And they do it. They pull off the push there. They're able to take the lead, and Cotton 4K getting a last-minute win, last second.
Very amazing comeback in that last 30 seconds there. Love to see really good back and forth like that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okie Doki really had them on their toes most of that match,
But yeah, you gotta keep that pressure going 100% of the game, and one bad wipe will wipe you out.
For sure. Yeah. So we're just waiting on the counter pick here. What do you think that allowed them to get the lead at the end there? What worked for them?
We saw Okie Doki go with a very hyper-aggressive comp, so I think they're going to pick something a little bit smaller, something that they can use to capitalize on their hyper-aggressive composition right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think that in particular in that last game, the wave breakers really did them in. As a frontliner, you really don't want to be marked because especially when there's a sniper on the other team, they know exactly where you are, and it's easier to get picked off, and that's exactly what we saw happen to Okie Doki at the end of the game there. So. And
yeah, with the way Koki likes to play with those ambushes, I can see them going for something with a lot of nooks and crannies to hide around, and Inkblot Art Academy Lots
Yeah.
of little corners to hide in there. So
Speaking of a small map with, lots of places to hide, not a lot of open space, this is definitely one of them, especially on Rainmaker.
for sure.
So what kinds, do you think that the sniper still works here?
You definitely want something longer range just to be able to keep an eye on what's going down in the middle court there. I don't think a super long range sniper is maybe the best choice for that. I think you're going to see both teams sort of prioritize mid a little bit more here, especially with Rainmaker. But
Yeah, that's true. This one, because it's so small, you can take or lose the lead in a heartbeat.
for sure.
So if one wipe is really all it takes for things to swing either in your favor or against you, depending on whether you get the wipe or get wiped.
Absolutely. What would you personally run for this map and mode?
Sloshers and blasters are really strong here because there are so many platforms, so being able to go up and over, and again, because it's a small map, going something more aggressive is going to be really good. And finally, on Rainmaker, you want something with fast fire rate so you can get those pops on the shield, because that can make all the difference.
Yeah, it always feels bad when you take a wipe because you were hanging out too close to the bubble.
So true. And what about, do you have a strategy that you like to use in order to get up that little ramp, that right after that first podium? There's really only one way to get onto the enemy team platform.
Yeah, that's a major bottleneck there, and I think that's
Definitely.
where we're going to be seeing a lot of the action in this match. I think we're definitely going to see a lot of I would see Booyahs being good here. Even Hammer would be a strong pick to get up that ramp,
Yeah.
because you want to get wipes before you try to rush that ramp.
I think something that moves with you or that you can throw up onto the enemy team's plat is always really strong. Wavebreaker, I love seeing here just because you can find such clever little places to hide them.
Yeah, and it looks like we're about to get started.
Yeah, very similar comps coming out from both teams here. The one major difference being the heavy coming out from Okie Doki. So it looks like they were definitely feeling that lack of long range in the last match.
And caught in 4K, losing
Wow.
2 in the middle right there. Ooh, an very quick cap on that first checkpoint for Okie Doki.
Look at this aggression. Looks like they picked a map that definitely played to their strengths. They were able to get it past the first checkpoint, all the way up onto the plat. As I said before, it doesn't take a lot to lose the lead, so keep that in mind, but a very strong start
Yep,
from
and
Okie Doki here.
Bubble
And it-
stays up just long enough for them to get their jumps in, so they can keep that fight going in the court there.
Yeah, they haven't even stopped their push here. Looks like they're trying to get at least one more pick before they move this Rainmaker forward, just holding back, putting down paint, making it really hard for Caught in 4K to approach.
Yep, that sniper keeping
Ooh.
Koki from being able to move up, though.
And because they're in the enemy team's base, they have the advantage as far as respawns, and it looks like Okie Doki not able to get any more points on the board.
So we're going to see this move back in the middle here.
Yeah.
And looks like they're going to try and come in from the top.
Yeah, there's one of those booyahs you were talking about. So good on the other team's plat, just making space.
Hits that checkpoint.
Such good teamwork coming out there for Caught in 4K.
2 very solid pushes to start off with.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see whoever gets a pick or 2 here is probably going to be the team that gets an advantage. And yeah, it looks like Okie Doki able to hold on to the defense here, and the Rainmaker goes back into their favor.
And they're going to be moving it back up to their platform.
Yeah, yeah.
And you see good play from Okie Doki here, getting that in coverage, so they have a bit more freedom to move around. That's really smart play on their part.
Wow,
And
really good flank.
that's-
That was definitely a game changer right there. Able to push the Rainmaker all the way to 13.
And is this going to be it? I think this might be it. Ooh, with 1
point.
point left.
And they are not giving up. They're still trying to pop this Rainmaker, but the respawn's coming in so quick from Caught in 4K.
Nope, they're trying for it, but they just can't seem to grab it, and that is back in mid.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to have to be a knockout from Caught in 4K if they want to take this game.
Again, just trying to get those picks on the platform before they move up.
Yeah, Okie Dokie 2 down, so they're going to want to push up a bit more aggressively here if they want to push forward, but the harassment coming from both sides. You can see someone over there in mid harassing from beside and behind.
But yeah, they still got minute 45 on the clock. That's a lot of time.
Wow. The pressure from Okie Dokie here just coming in from all sides, and they don't even get a chance to really push it. Caught in 4K doesn't really get the chance to push it at all. Got a minute and 30 left. They're going to want to try and make something happen here really soon.
Tries to go in for the ambush, but they just gets called out.
Yeah, all three there and isn't able to get a pick. But it does give space for teammates to get some paint push up a little bit here. And Okie Dokie on the offensive once again, trying for that knockout.
That sniper keeping him pinned down. Oh, good play with the Rainmaker.
Sniped in return by the Rainmaker.
And a double on the right. That's going to bring it right back close up to the... There it is. There it is.
And that's game. Very, very strong counter pick from Okie Dokie there.
Yep, they definitely wanted something a bit smaller, something that their aggressive play style was going to benefit them more on, and that's what we saw.
Yeah, for sure. But that does mean that the map choice is going to go back to Caught in 4K, which means that they're going to be able to pick a map that works in their favor.
For sure.
So what kinds of maps do you think would work well for them?
I think they're going to want to be going back to something a little bit more open, something that benefits their strengths in the longer range, something that they can sort of counter that very aggressive play from Okie Dokie in.
Yeah, for sure. I think something like maybe Hagelfish, Brinewater Springs, where there are really good places for a sniper to just sort of camp out in a safe space, but still get those really key picks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on that counter pick here.
Yeah. What mode do you think would benefit Caught in 4K here the most?
I think probably spot zones, just because, you know, for tower control, you can dance around that pole.
For sure.
If you're riding the tower, and something like spot zones, you have to be more out in the open if you want to paint that zone.
Absolutely.
So I think spot zones would be a strong pick. I also think that Rainmaker would work, just because as a sniper, you always have a beacon pointing you to where the Rainmaker is when the other team has it. So.
For sure, for sure.
So I think both modes would be strong picks for them. I don't think they need to change up their comp too much, though. It seems to be working pretty well. Just the aggression was a bit too much on that last map.
Yeah, we definitely see two teams here that know their strengths and know how to play to their strengths.
Definitely.
And their strengths just happen to be the opposite of each other.
Indeed, but that makes for very interesting gameplay for us. We get the chance to see two very different team styles showing up here. So we're going into tower control on Hammerhead Bridge.
Again, a big, long map, lots of open spaces.
Yep, and lots of really good places for a sniper to sort of hang out and get those key picks. I guess they're going back to tower control, since that's what worked for them in the first round.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep that up here on Hammerhead. What sort of specials do you find are really strong here?
You always want a shield, I feel, for tower control. Just give the person who's riding the tower the defense that they need to actually run the clock up a little bit.
Yeah, so Bubbler, or if not Bubbler, then probably Vacuum or Crab.
For sure. But at the same time, I think you're also going to see Booyahs, you're going to see Ink Strikes, Ink Zukas even, anything to put the pressure on the tower.
Yeah, for sure. And all of those working really well if you're pushing as well, because if you're pushing, you obviously want to be keeping up that offense.
And it looks like we're about to get started.
Yeah, and it looks like we're seeing the Blah Blah Bar come out, which I really like here, because the map goes from a higher point downward to meet in the middle. Something like a blob where you can just rain down ink all game is going to be really strong, I think.
For sure. And we got that back and forth in the middle.
Yeah. See who gets the first pick here. Looks like there's a little bit of action going on over on the right.
Yeah, Cod getting the first pick, but...
Yeah, pushing up a little bit. Yeah, 2 picks over there from Cod already.
There's the third.
Yep.
And they're looking to break that first checkpoint, which they are able to do.
Yeah, and look, they have the, even after using the crab tank, they still have 2 more specials up on deck to use during this push.
I think that's what you want to do with towers, is you really want to stagger those specials to keep that pressure constantly on the other team.
And it looks like Okie Doki was able to utilize a killer whale there and just use their aggression to push back in, stopping them from taking that second checkpoint.
And you see Zoki riding that tower, long range, while you have Koki and Daddy up front.
Wow, these specials putting in so much work. The killer whale taking out 1, the ink strike not only pushing them back, but leading to another kill for Okie Doki here.
And that's the lead for Okie Doki.
If they aren't, they're going to want to, yeah, they're going to need to put a stop to this soon as they're approaching the 3rd checkpoint, already past the first 2. They're using their specials so wisely, like you said, just staggering them as they're continuing this push.
And you see that shield on the tower. That's going to allow them to break that checkpoint, which... And a very commanding lead for Okie Doki. Cod is going to need to do a lot of work to be able to make up that difference. Especially
since they made it past that last checkpoint. That is so key because it means if they're able to push it back into Cod and 4K's spawn, they won't have to go past those checkpoints the second time around.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get that score at the end.
Yeah, for sure. So Cod and 4K, a couple of specials up on deck.
Solid snipe.
Yeah. Putting them off to a really great start as they try and make it past this second checkpoint.
Yep, and that's breaking the second checkpoint. Ooh, vacuum comes out at just the right time.
Very good timing on that vacuum, but is it going to be aggressive enough to put a stop to this push? Only 2 points away, and there's the lead.
There's the lead.
Is it going to be a knockout?
It's a knockout. Ooh.
Wow, that is exactly what we saw from the last game too. We saw Cod and 4K really strong start. Okie Doki come back, get it really far, hold on to it for a while, and then Cod and 4K coming back in and taking it all the way to a knockout.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring the set to 2-1. I think it's still anyone's game at this point. Lots of strong play from both sides. Yeah. What do you, if you were on Okie Doki, what would your counter pick be at this point in the set?
I would love to see a Mako Mart, maybe even bringing it back to Inkblot, since that did work so well for them. I think Mako Mart is another map that is really small. It has a lot of boxes, different levels, ways for them to sneak around and get those flanks. What about yourself?
You know what, I know it's not the most popular game mode. I think Clam Blitz would actually be a very good choice for them right now, because I think Okie Doki wants to divide Cod's attention as best as they can, and Clam Blitz is a game mode where you kind of have to be everywhere at the same time. So
it's so true. That's one of the reasons why I definitely struggle more on that mode than any other, because you need that teamwork, and Okie Doki has proven that they definitely have that. So. Yeah, we'll see which map that they decide to go with here. We're just waiting on that. Yeah, I think that the weapon choices, both of them seem to have found a comfortable kind of
niche to.
Yeah, yeah, comfortable weapons, comfortable teamwork and synergy. So we'll see how that plays out in this next one.
Absolutely. But yeah, lots of.
And it looks like our counter pick is going to be Zones on Hagelfish. That's an interesting choice.
That's a very interesting choice.
That is one of the map modes that I am most scared to go up against a sniper on, to be honest, because they have that sort of tent canopy thing that they can hide out on.
But at the same time, it's a very obvious place to hide, so
Yeah.
If they know that's where the sniper is going to want to set up, that's an area they can do their best to keep locked down.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to need to depend on their specials in order to keep that sniper at bay. Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out. I think that in terms of turf control, they have the advantage on a map like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not to mention, they do love to flank, especially Koki.
And yeah, this is a very good map for a good flanker. So
Yeah, you have you have the zone in the middle, and then the two alleys on either side, and both work for flanks. You really need to keep an eye on those areas, otherwise you can find your whole team wiped out by one good flank.
Absolutely. But yeah, what's your pick to run on this? If you were on either of these teams, what would you be running?
So Ink Strike, I know, is definitely very strong here. So Ink Strike weapons are definitely going to be a strong pick. Yeah, I think things that paint really well, because this is a very big map.
Yep. And COD coming out with a double crab. That's going to be a really good pick for zones, I think.
Yeah,
but
double splash, double crab. That's going to be a lot of turf for them.
But you see Koki on that Hydra. That's also a really good pick for this map, I feel.
Especially since it is harder for backlines to engage on this map. Although we do see the sniper already pushing up on that right side, right up next to zone.
And back and forth. No team can... oh, that Ink Stripe might do it, though. Oh, not quite. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, just took a moment for that ink to come down, and that's... There is going to be a couple trades here.
They're running up the clock, but oh, there's
It looks like the numbers is going in favor of COD in 4K. They're just trying to put down enough paint here to keep that zone in their favor.
Again, lots of back and forth in mid.
Yeah, I think both teams are a little bit scared to even try for a flank here, because they are both doing such a good job of keeping an eye on those flanks.
Yeah. But you see those torpedoes coming out. Keep the pressure on from the side.
Yep, and it looks like we've got a couple of specials coming out here from Okie Doki. Not quite enough to cap.
And they're just able to hold on to that tiny lead there, but it is still very early in the match, so...
Yeah, we see, yeah, a couple of people trying to get a flank here. Doesn't quite work out for them. And they are going to be at a disadvantage here in terms of numbers, which is going to allow Okie Doki to push up here.
Both teams 2 down. Well...
Yeah, this is... Wow, this is probably the most back and forth game I've ever seen on this map mode. Usually one team is able to take the zone, and then they push up into the other team's, you know, main area there, but both teams doing such a good job of keeping hold of their plat.
Ooh, a very solid double from Koki. And just going to throw that straight up right in. It's not the best place to be launching your Booyah in, but I mean, after you get two splats, that's not your biggest concern at the moment.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. When one team is able to get the zone and then push up into the other team's plat, it makes it so hard for that other team to push back in. And that's what we're seeing right here. COD in 4K just not even able to make it down that ramp right now.
And yeah, that's definitely the aggressive playstyle, is you get the zone and you just push right in and keep them on the defense. Don't even let them get back in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, all these specials coming out, just constant paint, constant harassment.
They are definitely looking to give them that penalty, but...
Oh. Wow,
Okie
really
Doki holding
snipe.
on. But nope, that's going to be a pretty big penalty for Okie Doki. They're going to have to work through a lot to... Ooh, solid sniping there.
Yeah, but it really depends on if COD in 4K can get as strong of a foothold here as Okie Doki did just a minute ago. They're gonna want to be aggressive here, especially with their specials. Make sure that they can't get even anywhere near the zone.
And yeah, both teams just looking to get some picks right now.
Yeah.
But
one down, one had to jump out, one panic booyah over there. But the booyah plus the ink strikes
that's
is
going
enough
to
to
bring that
cap.
penalty back.
Very, very good usage of those specials that might have just saved them from getting knocked out, as Caught in 4K continues to hold on to their presence here, even if they don't have the zone back yet. Oh, but
They're
going 3 down.
3 down. That's a delayed wipe.
Yeah, and now it's just going to be back in the hands of Okie Doki, just wanting to keep control here.
Yeah, they've picked a spot to make their defense, and they are just getting ready for that counter push. Ooh, focused fire on the booyah takes him down.
Very, very good usage of that crab tank. I think the booyah bomb was going to try and take out the crab tank, but didn't quite work out that way for them.
But yeah, when you're up in mid, even though the booyah has the shields, if they focus fire on you.
2 down for Okie Doki, which is not a good look for them if they're trying to take back this zone here.
They got maybe
Trying to
one
put the
opportunity to get that, and they might just do it.
They tried to put up that wave breaker, but it went down immediately. Ink Strike didn't quite take the zone. Caught in 4K needs to get this cap if they want to
That
try
might
and
be
get
it.
the lead.
That might be
Yeah.
it.
Do they see is the jump going to be able to do anything? It is not. Only a
No,
few more
that's-
points.
I think that's game.
And that is game. Caught in 4K taking the set 3-1 against Okie Doki.
That is lots of back and forth in that set. I would have at the beginning, halfway through that match, I would have called it for Okie Doki, but Caught in 4K able to come back at the end there.
Yeah, I think that they were able to adapt a little bit easier than Okie Doki was. And especially in that last game, they're just seeing how good their teamwork was, and especially their special usage was just so strong. It allowed them to, even when they were being pushed back, they were most of the time still able to keep their presence at least around the zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to cut to a break.
We're going to cut to a break while we wait for our next set to get set up. So we will be back to you with more Splatoon action soon.
See you on the other side.
And we're back with our next set of Splatoon here.
Yeah, we're here with our winners final. So exciting. And to be honest, it wasn't the teams we were expecting, but both teams definitely showing that they are deserving of being in this winners final.
Absolutely, yeah, lots of strong play from all of our teams today, but these two teams particularly, they've just been absolutely killing it today, and I'm excited to see how this set goes.
Yeah, for sure. So up next we've got Rainmaker on Sturgeon coming up, which is an interesting map because of the moving parts.
Absolutely, you got a drawbridge, you got sort of this bridge in the middle that you're going to see a lot of back and forth in.
And the way that you want to take the Rainmaker is definitely going to vary depending on the position of those moving parts. This is also a bit of a bigger map, although there are still a lot of places to hide. So really, there are a lot of strong weapon picks here. What's your personal favorite?
I think here, I mean, I love the Tri-Slosh. That's my baby. I got to go with the Tri-Slosh. But good map for a Tri-Slosh, too. There's lots of corners to hide around, lots of little nooks and crannies to set up ambushes in.
For sure. All right, and we are seeing a couple of sloshers here, although we are not seeing the Tri-Slosher. Definitely seeing 2 different approaches here. Caught in 4K sticking with that, with the Bloblobber and Sloshine.
It's a pretty balanced comp from Caught in 4K, and a mostly aggressive one from Bomb Squad.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm not seeing any of is any Slosher or Blaster that can kind of get up or around corners. It's all shooters and then a sniper.
Yeah, but playing it safe, getting those picks, and that's going to let them break that first checkpoint.
Yeah. Rainmaker Carrier is going to die along with one other member, so we're going to see if Bomb Squad is able to do something with that.
And, yep, they're dropping it back to mid. Looks like they're going to want to try to push it, but nope.
There is hardly any ink in mid. It looks
yeah,
like
Luigi's kind of on his own there. Not much he could have done there.
Yeah, Yeah, the COD and 4K just doing such a good job of maintaining map control, even when they lost, had to back up there, lost the push. They were able to keep control of mid, and it looks like they're they may be able to continue this push.
The tent there is a really interesting choice. I wasn't sure about it when I saw it, but they are using that shield really well.
Flanking tent? Question mark?
They know he's there. They know he's there.
Smart jump out, very smart jump out. Just utilizing these beacons so well, placing them not only for his team, but also for himself.
And they are just back and forth in mid. Ooh, that's 3 down for Bomb Squad.
Yeah, this much back and forth definitely goes to show how strong both of these teams are. Neither of them really willing to give up too much control, but COD and 4K coming out on top once again.
They're 2 down. I don't know if... No, you can't capitalize on that. No.
Spotter scope just getting that pick so easily. Hard to miss the Rainmaker when it's a giant glowing beacon on your screen.
Because yeah, once you're holding it, everyone on the map knows exactly where you are. So
I think this is the first time that we've seen Bomb Squad really able to take a bit of a stronger hold in mid. 2 members of COD and 4K going down, and 2 specials up on the side of Bomb Squad. Rainmaker does go down before they're able to utilize them.
Good bomb kill on Puddle there, but they just don't have the ink cupboards they need to capitalize on that just yet. But that might be it. That might be a checkpoint break.
It's going to be a checkpoint break, but also a death, and they are going to need to push it at least 1 point further than that in order to take the lead. But it looks like COD and 4K, especially with the respawn advantage, is going to be able to...
Yep, and they're going for the reset, which they're 2 down. I think that was a smart play.
So for those who don't know, jumping the Rainmaker off the side of the map is a way of providing the opportunity for your team to try and gain some map control and get it out of a spot that could be potentially dangerous for your team.
Yeah. So yeah, that platform up in the corner there, that's not a place you want to be defending in. There's not a lot of space there.
Yeah, one well-placed special could wipe out your entire team if you're too focused on approaching from that one
And this
place.
looks like it might be a lead for Bomb Squad.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh, trying to get tricky there with it.
Trying to make that jump, but they are locking it down.
If they could have made that jump, I believe that would have pushed it to the teens. But it looks like COD and 4K able to put a stop to that nonsense and pushing it back toward mid.
They are trying to lock down that left avenue.
Yeah, it looks like that's where Sniper is hanging out currently. So they're just trying to harass up there, throw bombs, slosh ink up there with that sloshing.
It's a 3-on-2.
Yeah, it looks like a couple drop down from Bomb Squad and were taken out, but able to jump back in really quick there. Wow, really good play there. Smart Rainmaker play.
And yeah, that's sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you're on your own and you just got to see how many points you can throw on the board. And in this case, it wasn't any, but
yeah, but
when it works, it works, and it feels great.
They were able to push it into the enemy team's little platform there, which is going to put them in putting them in a good position to maintain mid though. So I would say that Rainmaker push, while it didn't gain them any points.
That was a solid snipe there. And I think at this point they're just going to grab it and run away with it.
Yeah, it's all the way in their base. There's only a few seconds left. They don't want to push it forward and risk dying, giving COD and 4K the opportunity to push it further. So, yeah, really strong play there from Bomb Squad. I'm not going to lie. I was a little hesitant when I saw their comp, but their aggression and teamwork really paid off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed in particular is they did a really good job of harassing the Sniper and just kind of keeping them on their toes.
Yeah, it took them a little bit to find their rhythm, but once they had it, just very solid play, very aggressive play, which COD was just not able to counter in a way that let them take the control back.
And Rainmaker is definitely a mode that rewards aggression.
Absolutely.
I can speak. So yeah, we're just waiting on that counter pick here, and it looks like it's going to be Clam Blitz on Undertow. All right, so Undertow is a very unique map because you have kind of two sides and then the hump in the middle.
Yeah, so that's, again, a map with a lot of corners to hide around. I know Luigi is going to be very happy about that, to have his little ambush spots.
Yeah. However, you also have those two little platforms that people can hang out on that overlook mid. So if you're playing a more short-range weapon, playing down on the ground, you definitely want to keep your eye on the skies, make sure that no one is trying to snipe you or slosh down on you from above. And if you're below, you want to make sure that you're always looking out for bombs or specials that might be coming your way.
And Clam Blitz is a mode that, more than any other mode in the game, requires good communication for your team. So I think this match is just going to come down to who's communicating with their team better.
For sure. And I definitely think we've seen really good communication from COD and 4K in their matches against Okie Doki. So we'll see if they're able to pull out that level of team synergy for this mode.
Absolutely.
So for Undertow, especially for Clam Blitz, what do you want to see? What doesn't feel as strong to you here?
I think you're going to want a couple of really solid frontliners, something that's going to be right up in the middle of the action at all times, playing very aggressively, going for ambushes, going for flanks. Something that can move around pretty quickly, grab the clams to make those balls.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely love blasters and sloshers here, especially for that hump. If you're down there, you can get some pretty nasty picks. So I think that for that reason as well, that this is going to be a good pick for COD and 4K.
An extremely aggressive comp from Bomb Squad.
Yeah, they barely have a midline even.
COD mostly sticking with what they were doing earlier, but
yeah, I'm curious to see how the tent plays here, just because there aren't as many straight areas, but
yeah, you can make some good work, good use of that shield here. Ooh!
Oh, that was
early wipe for COD.
That was, I think, one of the fastest wipeouts we've seen in a match.
And
already cutting it in half, almost 1 point away from half, but.
Yeah, and they know that run is over. They're moving back, going back on the defense.
Yeah.
And Bomb Squad looking to take control of mid back. And yeah, jumps out there.
That was a close jump out. Really smart, though, able to stay alive, keep that special meter. Now it looks like COD and 4K is on a bit of the defense, but Bomb Squad still hasn't really been able to take all that much turf in mid.
And I see a few jumps coming in. Ooh, 2 down, 3 down.
Wow. Yeah,
I think that might be a score for them.
Yeah. Bomb Squad saying you may have gotten 50 on your first push, but we're still here.
Ooh, that's going to be a very dangerous jump there.
That was a really good pick.
But they're able to break the barrier. I just don't know that they can capitalize on that at all.
Yeah, I don't think that they have the follow-up able to get the lead here or even get all that close to it. It looks like it's just going to be that one power clam. And there is still a lot of orange paint that I'm seeing in the middle here.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, but this might change that. Only the tent alive here.
And
trying to make something happen, but
wipes out that beacon.
And
there's the lead. There's the lead.
Yeah, lead only by a couple of points, but it is a lead nonetheless, especially when you take into consideration the penalty that COD and 4K is going to have to wear down before they can continue to build on their score.
Yeah, that's...
Wow, this basket's still staying open. Only one alive, though, which it looks like that is probably going to be the end of that push.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to run out on that one.
That is definitely a solid lead, but as we've seen, it doesn't take, because this is such a small map, it is quite easy to build up points.
Woo. Able to get that booyah off before Akira goes down, but I don't think that did a whole lot for them at the moment.
No, not particularly. And not to mention, they left all of their clams
Ooh, overextends just a little bit. He gets sandwiched.
Needed just a little bit more support from their teammate there. And unfortunately for Bomb Squad.
Ooh, and that's just going to be a free kill off the jump in there.
Yeah, even as dualies, jumping in when you're surrounded by 4 of the enemy team is pretty risky.
And I think they got them panicking a little bit. I'm seeing a lot of pretty ballsy jumps.
Very steady march forward there for Cotton 4K. Lots of paint going down. An attempted a flank there, but gets called out.
Ooh, there's a solid lead right there.
And they are not done yet. One more little clam is all that it takes.
Yeah.
Oh!
The defense is. Oh, there it is. Comes in from the top.
Yeah. Definitely a scramble there at the end, but ultimately Cotton 4K taking that one. Definitely a smart counter pick for them. We definitely saw the team synergy needed to take that Clan Blitz game.
Yeah, that was a very solid game.
So what do you think worked for Cotton 4K that didn't work in the last game?
I think they were definitely trying to play around Bomb Squad's strengths there. But yeah.
I think Bomb Squad definitely showed a lot of aggression there. And in some cases, it might have been a little bit too much. I saw them pushing into mid a lot before they actually had paint down. And I think that's really where Cotton 4K caught them, is with all of that paint that they constantly had.
Yeah, controlling mid is so important in this, especially in Clan Blitz, but just in general, the team that's controlling mid has such a huge advantage.
For sure, especially on such a small map. And we are definitely changing paces here, going from one of the smallest maps to one of the biggest. We're going to be seeing tower control on Hagelfish. So we saw Hagelfish earlier, but on splat zones. What are your thoughts on tower control?
Again, I think this is a map that definitely benefits a lot of long range, so I think we're going to see a fair amount of that. But at the same time, it's also a good solid flanking match, flanking map, which Bomb Squad is going to love.
Yeah, I think that while long range can definitely work here, it's going to be a lot about the specials. Can you continue the momentum once you're on the tower, or are you just going to buckle as soon as the other team pressures you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, seeing a couple of snipers, 2 E-leaders in this one.
One for each team.
Yep. And once again, we're seeing a lot of shooters coming out from the Bomb Squad. Seeing a bit more variety coming in from Cotton 4K. But yeah, we'll see how things go from here.
And you got that initial battle in the mid. First splat goes to Bomb Squad.
Yeah, just playing really smart, not really putting themselves in too much danger.
Ooh, that's a trade right there.
Yeah, lots of back and forth. Both teams just trying to get enough of a foothold to feel comfortable hopping on that tower.
Yep, Luigi trying to get out, but Goober is able to chase him down there.
Yeah. We are almost at a minute in, and no one has even touched the tower yet.
Yeah, both teams definitely looking to get at least 2 or 3 picks, and they just haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah, looks like... oh yeah, the Sloshin able to provide enough of a distraction for Cotton 4K to get a bit of a push.
Luigi with that Trizuka.
Wow, this is quite different from what we saw in our last set, where it was really big back and forth pushes. This is... They didn't even make it to the first checkpoint on that push.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see Bomb Squad end up in a similar spot, but they're 2 down.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be the same thing. Tower going back to mid. And one going down for Cotton 4K already.
Ooh, solid play right there.
Ooh, that is a delayed wipe, I'm pretty sure, which puts Bomb Squad in a very good position to get a bit of a lead here. They make it to that first checkpoint, and now the question is, can they make it past the checkpoint?
You see Bomb running ninja.
Wow, look at how far up they're pushed. This is what you want to see in a tower control game. You want 1, maybe 2 people hanging around the tower, but then you want a couple people pushing up onto the plat, keeping people from dropping down and trying to pressure that tower. Wow, already at the last checkpoint here. This is looking like a bit of a landslide.
But it's not over yet, and there's lots of time still on the clock. But breaking that last checkpoint, they have the shield up. That's going to do it for them.
Wow, really good shield at the end there, helping protect the teammate just for those last few points to get the knockout.
Yeah, and Bomb Squad, definitely, that was a solid pick for them. They had the game plan going in for that. And once they were able to set themselves up to execute on that, it was just an instant landslide.
For sure. It definitely seems like they know their playstyle. They know what works well for them and what doesn't.
And they know what works for each other as well. And I think that's what really helped them in that last match.
Yeah, for sure. And not to mention the pressure that they applied just hanging around underneath the enemy team spawn, basically spawn camping them at the end there, and just non-stop pressure with bombs and specials and paint.
But yeah, the closer that tower gets to your zone, the more you're going to be focusing on it, and the more advantage that flankers and ambushers are going to have, especially when they're right up underneath you there.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good point. You can't get although the goal is to stop the tower, you can't get too hyperfixated on that, because you got to take care of the people guarding the tower first.
Absolutely.
And I think they just got a little bit panicked at the end there and didn't quite, caught in 4K, and didn't quite prioritize as well as they could have.
But when that clock's running out, there's not a whole lot you can do, but just try to stop the push as best you can.
For sure. All right, and we are going back to Clamblitz, but this time on Flounder Heights, which I don't think we've seen that map yet.
No, not yet in these last couple sets at least.
Yeah, for sure. So Flounder Heights is honestly one of my favorite map modes. It has been since Splatoon 1. That's where it has its origins, all the way back on the Wii U. And it is a very unique map because of the extreme height difference you get in mid on those towers. So
yeah, very vertical heavy map for sure.
Yeah. So what scares you the most when you're playing on this map?
Honestly, blasters. Blasters underneath that grate in the middle.
That's a good point. Or sloshing machines.
Sloshing machines too. But anything that can sort of play off its own area of effect. Anything that's going to be able to be a very oppressive weapon, keep the pressure high.
Yeah, for sure. I also, for me as a frontliner, one of the scariest subs to go up against here is the point sensor. This is a very flank heavy map because it's so easy to drop down, climb up the side in a place where the enemy isn't expecting, and just get a couple picks, unless you're point censored.
Absolutely.
So,
and Bomb Squad sticking with their hyper-aggressive composition, and Caught in 4K just playing the exact same thing, sticking with what's working for them.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think these teams are very comfortable with the weapons that they have here. And yeah, you can already see people climbing the walls, trying to get those picks. Looks like pretty even in terms of trades there. Slight advantage to Caught in 4K.
But they got a long way to go to that net, and that's a lot of area for Bomb Squad to defend.
Yeah, for sure. Dooley's over there getting a quick pick on the splash. Reef Slider trying to make something happen, but the double team taking that out.
And there's Luigi coming in.
Yeah, lots of back and forth so far. Neither team even able to build up to a
Oh, they're 3 down. I think that's going to be a score for the Bomb Squad.
Yep. Yeah, delayed wipe happening right there. And there's that.
There's our first score.
Yep.
And they're just going to put as many points on the board. Ooh, and they're in a good position to get a lot of points on the board right now.
Especially with that bubbler up, giving them a protection for a little bit longer. Yeah, looks like they're doing a really good job of having a couple people push up and apply pressure while a couple others hang back and just slowly throw in clams.
Yep. You
Try
definitely notice how them staggering their clam throws to keep that timer going as long as they can possibly keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah, provide opportunities for respawning teammates to come back and maybe sneak in another clam or two, almost getting it down to halfway, but not quite. And it looks like Cod and 4K working on pushing in here to try and get their own clam into the basket.
Here comes the Booyah, and give themselves a safe little landing there.
Yeah, but the fear of someone coming up that side just forced them to use the Booyah Bomb in an inopportune position and ultimately resulting in a delayed wipe. Oh, there's one more on the side. There it is. There's the delayed wipe.
And I think they're going to try it. They're going to go for it right here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but it gets called out.
Ooh, and that was a really, really good pick for Cod and 4K because that junior had Bubble on deck, and now they don't. And it looks like that clam is going to despawn as well, which means they don't have a way to open the basket. Cod and 4K is now in a position to try and get a counter push here.
But yeah, going back to mid, trying to get a little bit of coverage before they make their push. But I think they might have waited a little bit too long on that.
Really good vacuum there, just shutting down that junior, trying to put down some paint below the grates there.
And using that tent as a shield to let themselves push themselves in.
So smart.
Ooh, but gets wiped before they're able to score enough clams there.
Yeah. And look at this aggression. Look how far up they're pushing, even though the basket just closed like a little bit ago. They're already in Cod and 4K's like right by their basket.
And there's going to be the score.
Yeah, and now they are working on that score, bringing it down some more. They work past that penalty.
Oh, there's another wipe for them.
Another wipe out.
Perfect time for Bomb Squad.
Yeah, it looks like Cod and 4K is kind of stuck a little bit. They're being staggered. There's one going down there, which leaves them in a 3v4. Two more go down.
No, they're just keeping
just
them
the
locked
tent.
down, and they're just going to rush it as much as they can. One more.
Clam.
There it
And
is.
that's it.
Very solid play from Bomb Squad in that last set there.
Yeah, it seems like their aggression worked a bit better against Cod and 4K than Okie Doki's aggression did. We saw
Absolutely.
Yeah, we saw two different teams, both with a lot of aggression, but I think Bomb Squad just was a lot better at applying the pressure when they had the numbers advantage. They're constantly pushing up, trying to get in there, and yeah, it ultimately paid off.
And COD trying to stick with a more balanced comp, which was working for them for a while, but I think they definitely should have picked something a little bit more niche at the end there. Something changed up their strategy just a little bit to keep Bomb Squad on their toes, but I think I get a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of COD and 4K in this tournament. They've been playing really strong, so.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be Bomb Squad advancing to grand finals, though.
Yep, that's right, which means we'll be switching over to loser semis. I'm not sure if it's loser semis or losers finals, but we will be
back soon with more Splatoon action.
We'll be moving over to losers bracket, and see you on the other side.
Man, I was grooving to that music, weren't you?
I was having a good time, but we're back here for more Splatoon 3. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, I'm Tekuno, and next to me is...
I'm Kiwi.
Perfect. Glad to be back in the hot seat here. So we've got some nice matches coming up here.
I was watching a few of the previous sets, and oh my god, it's been some good Splatoon.
Oh, God. I heard the crowd get pretty riled up for some of those matches, too. Putting on a good show, both teams that were up here.
And from what I've seen, as I've been organizing the other games that have been going on behind the scenes as well, is that Clam Blitz has been the most played mode of this event.
Yes. Man, our community coming out nice and strong here, playing all that Clam Blitz. Love to see it, honestly. I do like that mode when I have a core team, and it seems like these people do too. Shout out to all the clam lovers out there.
Can we get some hype for clams?
Yo, audience, clap for clams, please. They don't want it.
It's happening. They want clams. Let's give them clams.
Anyways, we are going to be here commentating on the, this is one of the matches in the losers bracket here.
I believe it's loser semis right now.
This is the loser semis We're going to start out at Rainmaker Inkblot Art Academy. Nice classic mode map from Splatoon 2.
My favorite map of all Splatoon games.
Really?
I am a blob lobber maniac on this map. This map is my pride and joy. And I hope we have some great Splatoon on it.
Oh, well, these teams have both proven themselves to be very strong and capable, so I'm sure we're going to get some good matches. Starting up right now, so we have Team Bubble Guppies versus Okie Doki coming up here.
Let's go.
Let's go,
straight
gamers.
Into it. We've got Koki on the roller. That's his signature weapon.
Yes, Koki on roller, dangerous and very menacing. And we see, yes.
2 splats from the Rainmaker shield onto the Bubble Guppies. And it's a quick checkpoint.
Wow.
It's only to 71, but it's a quick checkpoint and pop for Okie Doki.
Yeah, Okie Doki getting that quick checkpoint, quick pop. Very nice start for them. I hope they can manage to keep up this momentum as they see specials coming out to push forward. Already up to 10 points. Oh, my God.
That was quick. That was immediate.
Okie Doki saying okay to winning for today. What an incredible coordinated push.
That specials, like the specials used to get to the podium, were just insanely coordinated. We saw the ink strides come out, not only dealing the damage, but blocking the vision of Bubble Guppy so that they weren't able to see anything, right?
Yeah.
It's a big area effect, and there's nothing that you can really do about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what happened was, like, not to discredit Bubble Guppies, but I think what happened is they just got a little too close to that Rainmaker shield when it popped, and they got those 2 people that got taken out from that, put them off kilter right at the start, and Okie Doki just used that as an opening to walk over them.
Those 2 opening splats were just crucial for that push because they immediately got the checkpoint. Holding the Rainmaker gives your entire team special charge.
Yes.
It's a slow, gradual gain, but it does give your team special charge. And the other 3 members are able to use their specials, and so they were just able to coordinate all of it so well.
Yeah, I agree. That was so impressive. We'll see what the counter pick is and see what Bubble Guppies has in response to this, but I'm excited to see what they pull out because I have full confidence that they can give us, both these teams can get us up to match 5.
Yeah, I hope it gets to match 5.
I would love to see that. So, we're going to be going to our next match here shortly, but while they get set up, we do have a counter pick chosen. Geez, things happen so fast in that last match. My brain's still struggling to get back up to reality here.
I feel like I just got here.
I
want more Splatoon.
These seats are still warming up to us here, and we're going to get our next match and get fully warmed up here in the chairs, but that was incredible. I just hope that we get to see some good back and forth because I like to see tough fights that go to right up until overtime and then use all of that. Those are the matches that I love to watch and the ones that I like to comment on.
Oh, for sure. And we're going to be going to Splat Zones on Brine Water.
Yes. So Brine Water is one of the newer maps, and I'm honestly not that familiar with it. So
I'm not either, and I'm not even sure if it's split zones or not. Do you know?
No, I don't know. Running events like this does take a lot of time, and I've not had as much time to dedicate to playing the game, so I've not played much on Brine Water Springs. So we'll be experiencing this between Kiwi and I, live on cam.
Yeah. So on first take, because I'm still trying to process that first game.
Yeah.
It was the pop, the checkpoint, pop again, and then special push for victory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think what happened was the Okie Doki, they came out strong with bombs and just bombed the crap out of the Rainmaker shield. And when you hit the Rainmaker shield with bombs, it does explode immediately. So I think that's kind of what happened. It puts a ton of damage on the shield too. But
let's see how Bubble Guppies looks to respond to this. And it seems like it's a single zone map with a fairly straightforward overlay.
This feels a lot like Ink. What was it? The last match we played. It's a nice Inkblot, exactly. Inkblot Art Academy. A very open middle here with some alleyways to get inside, and we see a large contestant here with Bubble Guppies taking the first cap.
I think this map will really fit Bubble Guppy's playstyle, as they have a charger and the zone is kind of like rectangular in favor of that quick line shot for painting. And 2 go down for Okie Doki, so this push is already quite dangerous, as Okie Doki do have to back off.
Yep.
And another splat, so like they have to wait even longer to get back in.
Not only that, but as they take people out, they are moving up and getting closer and closer to spawn, making it harder for Okie Doki to get more ink on the match. Though we do see a penalty put onto the side of Bubble Guppies as Okie Doki quick caps this with specials.
Those ink strikes came in clutch
Yep.
and forced Bubble Guppies to give up the zone and be forced that penalty.
Yeah, as you were saying before, this map mode is going to be really nice for Bubble Guppies because Embra, being a very strong charger, able to see so much of the map in one go with some decent vantage points.
I'd love to see Embra's point of view more often. Like, they seem like they can just hit all the shots as a killer whale comes out here to try and
Just disrupt.
just tease him, just tickle him.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're... Okie Doki's looking for an opening to get in here and using the killer whale to kind of scatter and force the other team to move.
The crab tank, that Okie Doki got a pick on not only one player but another splat or a super jump, and then the crab tank come out from Bubble Guppies to just take back the double pick.
Yeah, but we did see Okie Doki get some points on the board here, so this is still a very hot match.
It could really still go either way, even though Bubble Guppies have been in control for the majority of this match.
Oh, we see right now, what I'm seeing is Okie Doki really coordinating right here. It looks like double specials coming out here to push people out of the zone and cap it again. They just need to get a few more picks to secure this as their territory for a bit longer, and
they did get
more
the cap,
points.
so not only the points, but the penalty is applied. So it gives them more time, and the ink strike comes out, delaying the entrance from Bubble Guppies and allowing Okie Doki to
they are
pressure
pushed
this,
so
pressure
far.
Embra so much. And this vacuum just taken out. No support on the vacuum. And you just swim in and get the splat because the vacuum does not paint.
No, but Arcbot, like double teaming someone using their special to make sure that you get that zone. And now like it's an offensive game for Okie Doki. It looks like they are about to cap the lead here.
And lead has changed hands right before the cap. Oh, Bubble Guppies have to go through this penalty in order for them to retake the lead, but it's very doable as that penalty just ticks down very fast.
Yeah. Loved seeing that coordination from Okie Doki to get that cap. Love to see this kind of stuff. We see them regrouping here. We've got some specials charged up, waiting for them to find the right opportunity to use it.
Lead changes hands as the killer whale comes out, but there's not much really for it as the lead keeps ticking closer to that 0 mark.
We are seeing some panic painting.
It's ticking closer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god! Oh! We saw some specials right at the very end from Okie Doki trying to capture that zone desperately, but it wasn't enough to capture that in time.
And Bubble Guppies even the match score at 1-1.
Yes.
That was an important win for Bubble Guppies.
Wow. That was so good.
We're in for some great Splatoon, aren't we?
I think so, man. Okie Doki showed such great team coordination on that one. Watching them push forward, destabilize the team, push them out of zone, cap it, and then get all the way up to their spawn was incredible.
We saw both teams do that.
Yeah.
And a great way to defend the zone is to force your opposing team to go through a chokehold, right? And that map Brinewater has that long chokehold where you either drop down and have no way of getting back up or going straight at them.
Yeah, you can hop off the side there, off the ledge, down to the little pit where the zone is, but you're very exposed there. You have no means of escaping aside from pushing farther into the enemy's fire, basically.
Yeah, it's what possible way would you have gotten back in there? Like, I don't really know.
I think it's just a matter of making sure your progress is stable and pushing forward slowly, making sure you can do it consistently with your team to get past that right bend to get into the zone. Because if you just rush past that, you're just leaving yourself open for a pincer attack if you try and push past somebody, right?
We saw that on the Okie Doki push, where Embra was left just holding that vacuum without any support as two players from Okie Doki just swarmed them, right?
And that's what we like to see with team play is when you want to take a team, make sure that they are always put in the disadvantageous position. So putting Embra in a point where they have to pop their special and then try and defend against 2 separate people. Like, that's a very hard thing to come back from. You can do it. No, don't get me wrong. You can win 2v1s, but you're very much, the odds are against you.
Yeah. And sometimes those special moments happen, but you can't count on them to win you the match.
Exactly. So, man, love to see that. Got to see that match, like, going back and forth so frequently was really good.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
I love it when Zone seems to be very good for that, like the quick back and forth.
We should see more zones.
I'll let the players decide.
Hot take, less clam blitz, more zones.
No, it's an ice cold take. I don't think that's the way to go.
Well, we've got our map here and mode. It's tower control on Wahoo.
Yeah. Once again, Wahoo World, I feel, is a very nice map. For tower control, there's plenty of vantage points for the team to kind of get a push going on their side, and also for defense. So, hoping to see some good splats on this side.
I'm trying to think of possible flanks. There's it's a Wahoo is a moving map. There are multiple parts that move. There's the spinner. And then there's also the overhang that opens and closes.
Yep. Very dynamic map in that regard. So when the match starts, we see those bridges kind of retract, so they are forced to take a single opening in. But as the time goes, those bridges will open and close to allow more options.
And realizing when those bridges are open and the ability to flank is there will be crucial in order for taking the tower and pushing it as far as you can go.
Yep. So we see here a small hop on the tower on the side of Bubble Guppies, but Okie Doki still very much in full force. No picks on either side yet.
Koki goes down on that Hydra splat lane.
Yeah, commentator's curse. As soon as I say that kind of thing, it happens. So
and the Ink Strike comes out, trying to hold the tower in that position, getting a splat with it, as the tower does tick past that first checkpoint.
Yep.
We've got the Charger, I believe that's Embra on the Charger again, with the vacuum, holding on the tower, and still pushing. The tower is still pushing. It is almost at the second checkpoint already.
Great timing on that vacuum. I think that is a practice maneuver where as you go down, you are more vulnerable as the tower sinks down to that lower area, and using the vacuum to cover that descent, very smart.
We're already through the second checkpoint.
Wow.
Just like how Rainmaker started, this mode and map seems to favor Bubble Guppies entirely, as they just are pushing towards that third checkpoint already.
Yep.
And it ticks down. Oh,
Okie Doki taking that tower, getting it out of here. Zoki going down to the crab. But we do see Daddy and Arcbot coming in here to chase that tower and get Melomania out of here. Shoo, out of here.
The biggest thing is that the tower is now going back to middle. It is giving Okie Doki time to regroup and reorganize a plan. But dying to that splat bomb is definitely not part of the plan.
You don't know. Okie Doki could be playing 5D chess here. That could be part of it.
But Bomb comes out to try and push back Embra.
Yep. Knowing that they have a strong Charger on their side, destabilizing them, forcing them to move out of position is going to be a great help for Okie Doki. And vice versa, if they know that Koki is camped somewhere on the ledge, making sure that Koki's taken out as the backline on Okie Doki.
The crab.
Wow.
Almost gets out of a 3-on-1 there, but gets 2 splats in return.
That was incredible.
A positive trade. Wow. Just another trade. And the trades in this map mode favor the team on the tower.
Yeah. And now we see Okie Doki riding this tower fast towards the next checkpoint here. Looking like they're spread out and covering a lot of ground, trying to get Melo out of there. And sure enough, Melomania just popped by 2v1.
And as you're respawning, it's really hard to retake this tower while it comes up this ramp. This ramp is very dangerous, as you can't really jump down to engage them. Booyah Bomb coming out stuck, but dies to the vacuum burst as Zoki comes back up onto the tower, trying to get that 1 point.
They just need a little bit more to push. They're so close, and I loved how Koki was holding that special to try and bait it out, but they just need a little bit more.
And an Ink Strike comes back in, trying to get them onto, and they get the lead. As I said before, they just needed to regroup, and they have done just that.
Exactly.
They get to 6. Do you see a way Bubble Guppies can come back?
There's still so much time left. They have 1:40 left on the clock. So if they can get this out of here, push Okie Dokie back a little bit farther,
There's
they
going to be a
still
wave
have a chance.
There's going to be a wave breaker coming in here.
Oh, Okie Dokie's definitely going to play, try their hardest to get this cap because, 6 is a very good push, but when the scores are this low, they really need to get a knockout to ensure they get this victory.
And keeping the tower here also kills time.
Exactly. All that time that Bubble Guppies could have, though we are down to 1 point from Okie Dokie, we just need Stu. Oh!
And that's 3 down.
That's 3 down, so it's time for Okie Dokie to regroup. Bubble Guppies has earned themselves a spot here to get this power push back a little bit. Getting some sneaky jumps here on from ArcBot.
But ArcBot might not make it out. That might be that was a trap.
If it worked out in their favor, if they were able to get that few jumps back there and push them from behind, that would have been amazing for Okie Dokie. But they now have to regroup traditional style.
And now as Bubble Guppies takes tower, it's hard. We see Zoki trying to create a flank from behind.
Yes.
Let's see how this flank goes off.
Looks like it looks really good.
Gets Embra, gets 2, gets 3.
Pick. Good job, Zoki. Grabbing those splats.
3
and
the tower.
Incredible push. Nice flank, catching them unawares.
A beautiful flank by Zoki really takes this into the favor of Okie Dokie, as the only way they can lose now is to be knocked out in overtime.
Bubble Guppies needs an overtime win if they're going to get this, and it's looking like it's going to be very difficult.
Tried to save the vacuum for that Booyah Bomb, but did not quite catch it, and it's in overtime mode.
We cannot let Okie Dokie get on this tower if they want to keep this victory in this highly contested. Wow.
Ink Strike on tower to take the tower to finish the game. Okie Dokie going up 2-1 on Bubble Guppies.
Yeah, I love finals. Finals in any respect, such good matches to watch. The back and forth was incredible.
I hate to break it to you, but this isn't even finals.
I know. This is
semifinals.
I know. It has the word finals in it, okay? Cut me some slack.
It just means that there's more Splatoon to go. We're here for a good time.
I loved seeing both teams go back and forth with their specials on tower. Like, we saw so many times where it was like, okay, we have Booyah Bomb and the Vacuum going at the same time on the side of Bubble Guppies. And then Ink Strike and, what were the other specials that they were using? But just, coordination on that front to get a good push, get a bunch of picks, and then move that tower.
There was Wavebreaker on
Wavebreaker, that's
Okie
what it
Dokie
was.
as well.
Yes.
So Wavebreaker sends out those pulses. And if you get hit by one of those pulses, not only do you take half your health, but you also are revealed to the entire team.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
you have a marker on you, and Ninja Squid is very popular these days. So being able to see somebody on the other side with that marker, even when they're hiding in ink, is pretty powerful.
We saw how deadly a flank could be from Zoki. Play of the match so far.
Whew. That was a great turning point. So hype. God. Yeah, I'm excited for this next match. We're waiting for the counter pick from Bubble Gup, or no.
The Bubble Guppies
Bubble
counter
Guppies.
pick.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being Embro in that moment, though? You're turning around, and you just see Zoki with the junior aim straight at you.
Well, Zoki led with a bomb, too, so it wasn't unhinged bum rush. It was planned, okay, throw the bomb in there and maybe get a few picks off that, and then any stragglers left are subjected to the junior.
And here we are. We've got our map mode.
Yes, Zones Hagglefish.
Have we seen this before?
I believe they played it on the other matches there. Hagglefish is one of the newer maps from Splatoon 3, and I like it. There's a few options for mobility and options for backliners and anchors. So
this would definitely favor Bubble Guppies, although I would say that the Hydra could be dangerous.
Yeah.
If they're able to get on the Hydra, they can really... If they're able to mess up the Hydra's game plan, that's the way they win this game.
Yep. I think I'm expecting to see Okie Dokie bring out the Hydra because they need a backline. And here we are. We have Embra on Charger again. And sure enough,
there's the Hydra.
Koki on Hydra. So we have our two strong backliners that are going to be looking over this very long and narrow map with the two alleyways on either side to offer ways to get around, especially in something like zones where you want to flank and capture the zone from behind. I expect to see a lot of people taking that alleyway.
We also see the paint power of the Hydra come in here as it just lines the zone with purple. But Bubble Guppies take control first.
Very bold move for Koki to be up that far with the Hydra, but they were protected by Zoki, so coordination is key there. Zoki doing a great job taking out that tank. Wow, wipeout!
Wipeout.
Okidoki is able to push up forward here and just get a bunch of points on the board.
And this is what you have to do in zones. As soon as you splat your opponents, you have to get forward. The time spent forward really matters.
Yeah, you saw that as soon as they had it capped, all three of them, aside from Koki, were pushing up forward, letting Koki just sit back in zones and apply pressure from afar.
And Bubble Guppies now have to take zone back again in order to get that penalty. There it is.
Oh, there we go. See, alleyways being the way around, they need to keep close eye on who is in front, who's in mid, and if they're not in mid, they're probably in one of the alleyways, so maybe fire shoots down there to see what's going on.
Booyah Bomb coming out, getting picks, and then the vacuum just to be safe, but there's no one there.
No.
And Embra goes down for the wipeout.
Very strong push once again from Okidoki using the specials to push forward and then get footing to prevent Bubble Guppies from being able to even shoot the zone.
Okidoki feels very in control here as Koki is even pushing up on that Hydra. What's usually a backline weapon is pressuring with the rest of the team, and that's what you want to see. But the Hydra goes down from the Charger, and another one down. It's 2 down for Okidoki. This is the time that Bubble Guppies need to be pressuring the zone.
There we go. The Bubble Guppies did push up as you were expecting them to. Got a penalty onto Okidoki, and now they've got specials pop to try and keep this and secure this push for their own.
Let's see how Okidoki responds now as the time is ticking. They tried for a flank.
Yeah, Zoki trying for a flank, using bombs to get some range out of there. Even though they know they're there, Zoki is still persevering, trying to get a pick.
Zoki goes down on zone, turning into the enemy team's paint and painting the zone for the enemy team.
Seeing some dancing around the killer whale, just making sure that they don't take too much damage going back and forth over top of it.
And keeping paint on those alleyways is crucial.
Yeah, but we see right now, like, the main fight is in the middle where we see so many people just trying to contest it. Koki pushing up really far with his Hydra trying to get footing, but we do see some flanks coming on the other side. They are aware, though.
The Crab Tank and the Wavebreaker both came out. The Wavebreaker on the side of Okidoki is just revealing everyone and providing such pain for Bubble Guppies that they can't flank or really find a way in onto this zone.
I'm consistently seeing Okidoki able to push up into this middle zone.
Koki's Booyah Bomb trying to delay, I'd say, or even just pigeonhole them into a bad fight.
Okidoki is past their penalty now, and only 16 more points left to go on their side. There is a lot of contesting going on here.
Back to a neutral zone, so the time won't be ticking down. And perhaps Bubble Guppies can take the zone. No, that's 2 down for Bubble Guppies, and the vacuum used. This is the time to push 5.
Embra. Oh.
Zone?
Zone is okay, so back in control of Okidoki. They're going to cap this one out.
That
was
match. Close.
boy.
If Bubble Guppies took zone back there, we would have had more time for that match.
Yeah, there were a few key picks on the side of Okidoki taking up people on Bubble Guppies that allowed them to not let them push forward and take that zone back. Because as you saw, that zone was trading colors back and forth so quickly. If they had one pick on the side of Okidoki, if one of their teammates went down, I think Bubble Guppies would have had a chance to get another foothold in there and continue the match.
We saw some of the Bubble Guppies fall, like, unfortunately be splatted, but the zone still almost changed because there was one person still painting zone.
Yeah.
And it was that close.
I think that could have easily gone either way, but that one did go to Team Okidoki. Strong, strong push. I loved all those matches. Any of them could have gone either way, honestly, except for maybe the first Rainmaker match. But
it for sure was a good set. Even that one, it still had its beauty to it. It had the special coordination from Okidoki to just blow our minds and cap, knock out in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, we hardly had time to say hello.
Exactly.
So anyways, we're going to get set up for our next match as we swap out the teams on the set. So we'll throw it to a quick intermission. And
yeah, we'll be back when, and we hope you'll be here when we return.
Yeah, stay tuned. Hope you guys are ready for some more Splatoon 3. We're just taking a nice chill moment here before losers finals.
We're certainly ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just ask Kirby.
Just ask Kirby. Look at your little sockies. I love the little Kirby on your sock.
Yeah, little Kirby.
I have off-brand Splatoon socks. Not actually Splatoon socks, but figured if I'm going to be casting a tournament, may as well be as thematically dressed as I can. But now that we have got our chill vibes satiated, we're going to go into losers finals here.
It's good to relax after an intense set like what we just watched.
Yeah, my body was so clenched for most of that last set that I just needed a little bit of time to just relax, enjoy the music, the chill vibes.
This has been a great event so far, and it's still not over yet.
Yeah, I always love seeing the events that AESA puts on because there's a nice mix of competitive gaming as well as casual. Like the mystery booth yesterday when we were here, just chilling out, playing some Puzzle League.
Puzzle League, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what was today.
Yeah, I wish I would have known. But mystery is always a favorite of mine, even if I don't get to experience or watch it directly. I love watching what they put on for it because it's always something very interesting.
And there was also a rock, paper, scissors booth, too.
Yeah.
Right? You win prizing for just playing rock, paper, scissors. It's pretty great.
Yeah, didn't think there'd be a competitive rock, paper, scissors scene here in Alberta, but we got it. We got it. It's been cultivated from the ground up.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Rock, paper, or scissors?
I gotta ask you, do you start with the set one?
Yes.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Are you equal all the time, or do you just like roll a die and then?
If I'm being honest, I just look deeply into the person I'm fighting's eyes, and I just try and catch what they're gonna do. I just empty my mind, look in their eyes, and either it's a combination of trying to intimidate them, and just like catch what they're gonna do. And
so intimidation and a little hint of being a psychic.
if I can, you just got to believe you can do it sometimes.
Yeah, I
or
can see
maybe
that.
it's just you have a 1 in 3 chance. I don't know. I like to think I'm a little psychic.
I believe that there's a reason for everything, and I believe that there's a reason we're here playing Clam Blitz on Mako Mart.
Yeah, I think that reason is that we chose it because we didn't think we'd see as much clams as we did. So, not to out us directly, but this is specifically to make sure we get some clam action here in our Splatoon 3 tournament.
And it's losers finals and Clam Blitz. It's going to go so well together because we see. So the loser finals means that they've made top 3.
Yes.
And so we see some of the best team coordination play that we have here in Alberta on Clam Blitz. Like,
yeah, the mode that really relies heavily on team communication. Like we're going to see the cream of the crop here. And speaking of the cream of the crop, we have COD 4K here versus Team Okie Doki. They haven't had a break for many matches here, but maybe they prefer momentum, but here we go.
Well, they better because now they're on Clam Blitz and Mako Mart.
Let's go. So we see a beacon coming down from COD 4K just to give them a little bit of a boost to get up and apply constant pressure right off the bat. So that's an interesting pick on my opinion.
What are their weapons?
We have an Explosh, Splat Dualies, Splashmatic, and Tentabrella. Yeah.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Tentabrellas are great for these narrow alleyways here in Mako Mart, so it's not a bad pick, but we do see Okie Doki here making a big push here. I think they're coordinating to figure out who's going to make the power clam.
They've got 11, so they have enough. They just need to get it all onto one person, and a Booyah Bomb trying to come down to, for safety reasons, really.
Yeah. So we see them kind of coordinating here who's going to get what, but we see COD 4K here getting a little bit of trying to get a flank here on Koki, but
oh, Koki.
Dim eyes. Koki's got dim eyes for those flanks.
Koki trying to build a power clam with Zoki.
Yeah, Zoki's got it. Oh!
And just short of the basket.
It was a risky move, too, because there was so much yellow ink around her that it was a very tough position to keep, but if they popped it would have been great. We do see a lot, like 13 clams on the side of Okie Doki, though, so...
They're looking to create that power clam, and okay, they got it in that time. Let's go, Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy pops up. Zoki fighting on the ground level here, trying to get some clams in. Puddle.
Keeping the basket open for Arcbot coming in here on the top.
Daddy doing a great job back there, keeping alive and distracting the frontliners from being able to push up.
I believe Daddy even got some more splats down there too.
Agreed. Yeah, that is exactly what happened. We see Kaz here putting down some more beacons, getting them much more of a foothold as they go push forward with this tent umbrella.
And the tent comes out, blocking any shots.
Oh,
what?
You can't block a flank.
That's the weakness of tent umbrella.
Sure is. You get so used to hiding in your umbrella that you gotta watch, forget to watch from behind you, where Zoki is lurking always.
Zoki's always lurking behind.
So we see 11 clams on the side of Okie Doki, looking to make another push here. Need a few pushes, picks before they go.
There's a power clam on Zoki, coming up from behind and getting the power clam in.
Yep, rinsing and repeating. Daddy coming up here, up behind the basket here to try and keep them distracted and allow the people on the ground level to get some clams in.
Daddy's chasing the power clam on COD and 4K's side, but does get splatted by the sloshing machine. But
Akira coming up here to grab this clam that was about to burst, taking one. Typically a backliner doesn't necessarily want to hold that, but, you know.
I think a backliner's fine to hold it. Honestly, it's really...
It depends. It depends.
Yeah, there's the special gain for the entire team, which is a reason why a backliner should have, but it is important for the backliner not to be known where.
We are seeing there's two power clams up to the front here, but it looks like COD 4K is getting pushed back a little bit by the power of Koki's Hydra.
And the vacuum down too. I don't see a way, unless they coordinate the specials real soon, I don't see a way of COD and 4K reclaiming this.
It looks like Okie Doki is using their momentum for their advantage here, playing a lot of really high-intensity matches and just pushing their boundaries farther and farther. Getting the basket open, Koki pushed so far up.
You almost never see a Hydra on your plat.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, typically, but we see Okie Doki here just with strong map control.
Not only is he on their plat, he's living on their plat.
Yeah, exactly. He's moved right in, moved his suitcase and all of his belongings up into your bedroom, pushing you out.
He has made it his home.
Exactly. Feet on the couch, bag of Doritos open. Just
How can
lounging.
you evict him?
You got to be strong enough, I guess. So we see the tent umbrella up here making a big push with that clam, getting up there, and I don't see quite a big clam advantage on either side until we get that built up, I guess.
There is a power clam that is fading, so, but the vacuum came and deleted that clam essentially.
Yeah, so we see Arcbot here trying to keep this going.
Gets a splat. Let's see if he can get another.
I think we're going to see a push here from Okie Doki. Though,
hits the wall.
Hits the wall. Am I incorrect in saying that I think they were both trying to open each other's baskets at the same time? Because I see, two clams just burst right there.
That's very common in Clam Blitz, as when one basket is open, the other team can't score into your basket.
Exactly.
Even if two clams are trying to go into the basket at the same time, only the first one that was thrown will go in.
Exactly. They almost went in at the exact same time, but man, this is a very intense clam match. Ooh, see that wave breaker taking people out.
And the crab tank too.
Some coordinated specials happening on both sides. Almost got a power clam here. I think we're going to see a power clam built right here and a basket pop.
Now they need to win. They need to win here, otherwise they won't. Overtime won't continue. But a wipeout coming, and Okie Doki look to take game one in losers finals.
Yeah. If COD and 4K was able to stay alive for a little bit longer and push Okie Doki back a little bit, they would have had a bit more of a chance. But they're playing so good right now. Both teams were.
They seem to be momentum-based.
Yes. Yeah, Okie Doki has definitely caught their stride here, using the power of their past wins to just lord over the other team here.
How do you feel about Koki moving in?
I am scared when a Hydra... A Hydra is a weapon that has a very long charge time but can fire for days. Very heavy, so you're slow to move, get out of the way. So when they're able to get that far up, that is a very scary thing because their range is incredible. So that from that point, they could just keep them boxed in their spawn.
It shows confidence.
Yeah, basically the T-pose of moves in Splatoon.
That's squid bagging, isn't it?
No, squid bagging will... I'm not going to say it's illegal, but I personally discourage it. Joel, on the other hand, Joelington will push for squid bagging. He really loves the mental game of things.
He is a mental warfare kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so COD 4K has got their work cut out for them with Okie dokie fired up, ready to go. We do have our counter pick here. Tower control on Hammerhead Bridge. A very long map once again.
Again, favoring chargers, which we don't see Okie dokie playing. And did Codden 4K play a charger previously as well?
I don't recall them having a charger, but what I'm expecting to see is that the Tentabrella is going to be back because they were providing beacon support on Mako Mart, which to me is a fairly square map, and I don't think it really... You can put some beacons in mean places. I don't think they were able to get to a point where they were able to set up shop there. But Hammerhead Bridge, great place for beacons. Even during Splatfest, I've really enjoyed playing anything with beacons just to make sure you can get back into the action a lot faster. So...
a beacon is you have the ability to super jump to a beacon.
Yes.
So it allows them to jump back in faster and not have to worry about being splatted, as beacons are generally placed in safe locations.
Generally. And the other reason I'm expecting to see that Tentabrella back here again is once again in long, narrow maps like this, a Tentabrella takes up so much real estate and giving you, not just you, but your team a place to kind of push from. So...
Blobber.
I was wrong. But we still do see Koki on this Hydra.
And there's an E-leader on the other side. One of the only weapons that can really match the range of the Hydra. Does it outrange it?
I couldn't tell you the stats on that exactly, but we will find out shortly. It's kind of specking in different areas because the E-leader is a one-shot kill, but the Hydra is just overall overwhelming pressure when they have their shop set up. Essentially,
it's got that fire weight.
Exactly.
A splat down on both sides, but a killer whale coming out. That was a fast whale.
I think it's not quite safe to grab that tower quite yet, so we see both teams still waiting their time before they hop on the tower.
The Blobber went down, but so did the Hydra. So this is time for Codden 4K.
Oh, no.
Or is it? It's time for Daddy.
Daddy coming from behind and dislodging their charger, not letting them get up shop and apply pressure from afar.
And we saw there for a short moment why the Blobber is so much fun. It's constant area denial. The shots stick around for a long time, and if you ricochet them along an alleyway, you're fine. Daddy here applying so much pressure with that crab tank, allowing them to get past this first checkpoint. And the killer whale coming out from Arcbot too. Let's see how this Blobber is able to impact the map, but it seems like it's struggling to. And Arcbot getting a pick there, too. Yeah, 4D chess being played there. Arcbot knowing that they wanted to drop down and take him out, so he put himself in a position where he was able to backstab immediately, basically. Daddy going down to that sloshing machine there, too. Yeah. Allows Codden 4K to retake the tower. Yeah, so we do see, some contesting here going here. Akira struggling here a little bit. Sending the Booyah Bomb out for the shield. The Booyah Bomb was forced there. Yes. From not only the Wave Breaker, but just some random subs. Yep. Not a bad panic special, but it does anchor you in one spot. Puddle here choosing to use the Crab Tank to push the other two back there. Crab Tank has a lot of range, but not that much range. No, but we do see a counter Crab here. Let's see who ends up with tower at the end of this. Looks like Okidoki has pushed them back just enough to destabilize them and get on that tower, send it back to middle. Daddy's looking for a flank here. Yeah. God, the sentences we say for Splatoon. But yeah, we see the Guru Blobber getting a pick here, and I think we're just waiting to see some good picks. Codden 4K grabbing some and getting on tower, trying to get some more points on the board, but Okidoki's coming hard from that left side. And the Blobber just trying to throw blobs. Lobbing them so far. But it's so tough against these shooters that just run around you. Okay, so we see Okidoki here with the tower once again, making some pushes. And they're getting back to this next checkpoint here, but obviously you're getting closer and closer to the spawn where Codden 4K does have some advantage, but teamwork is crucial here. Look at what Okidoki did. And Okidoki is throwing their Hydra on the tower and pushing up, but the Hydra goes down. A Booyah Bomb on top of the Crab Tank, trying to force the Crab Tank away just to regain tower. Smart move from Zoki, yeah, moving the Crab Tank back. You do have range, but choosing to stay, sorry, that was Daddy. Staying behind there. And Codden 4K pushing Okidoki back. We still have a minute 35 left, and there's still plenty of time for this to go in favor of Codden 4K. Using these specials just to defend the tower is not what you want to be doing with these specials. We saw the Crab Tank there, but the tower is still moving back to the center.
Yeah. Well, they're just trying to get a foothold and apply pressure. If they could have gotten a pick with that, it wouldn't have been too bad, in my opinion.
We've got this Booyah Bomb on the sloshing machine here. Let's see how it can use. He's playing very aggressive. Oh, but goes down without using it. And a wipeout, giving full control over to Okie Dokie again.
Yeah, so I'm expecting to see Koki on tower here and everyone else in that team pushing up. Crab Tank just to keep them at bay and threaten this entire landing area for the spawn.
Oh, Crab Tank goes down. The Ealer's down as well, so it's not a bust on the push, but it seems like they need to back up.
Puddle here taking a risk and getting on that tower just to try and push it back, but immediately getting in the 3v1 situation.
Trying to tower dance his way out of his problems.
Oh gosh, some vicious attacks from Okie Dokie, just trying to get their footing back here.
And the Blob Blobber getting pressured, and when you're up in the face of a Blob Blobber, it's really hard for that Blob Blobber to splat you.
In a corner like that, if you kind of have to face backwards to use the Blob Blobber effectively to kind of deny the area.
I'm sorry, I did not understand that movement.
That was just zooming. Mad case and zoom, he's getting around here. We do see the clock ticking down, 5 seconds left.
As long as Okie Dokie aren't in control of the tower, we will be in overtime.
So we need
the race to the tower
to stay in this. They need picks. They need to take some people out slow and steady here.
Oh, but the pick on the tower from the wave breaker.
Yep.
And just a slight, all you need is that 1 foot on the tower and you get it.
Oh, intense match, intense match. COD and 4K are really trying really hard to destabilize Okie Dokie, but I think Okie Dokie's coordination is just currently top tier along with some very skilled players.
I think the slogan for Okie Dokie right now is Okie Dokie Koki on tower.
Yeah, that seems to be their communication method. If that's not what's happening on comms, I'm just very disappointed. I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Are they always speaking like that?
I hope so.
Does every word... Is it possible for every word to end in Okie?
That's like speaking like pig Latin for comms. That's like...
That's speaking Okie.
Okie Latin for your comms, and I don't doubt they could do it, but that's a lot. You'll become numb to the syllables Okie by the end of it.
It takes practice, but I'm sure Daddy has it figured out.
Dad, if anyone's got it figured out, it's definitely Daddy.
Oh, wow.
So.
Now we've got our counter pick up and ready for COD and 4K.
Yep, seeing some more zones coming up here. Zones brine water, so gonna see that L-shaped elbow that they gotta take to get into zone, or that drop down. And what am I expecting to see here?
I think they're gonna try and. So I wasn't able to catch the first time, I wasn't able to catch COD and 4K play yet.
Yes.
But their comps are very weird so far.
I've seen them switch up a lot, so I think we might see some more weapon switches to play towards the map mode. Akira typically plays backline, so I'm expecting to see something there.
Okay. I'm not sure I liked the Blob Blobber with the E-Leader, because the Blob Blobber, my favorite weapon, can be played sort of as a backline or a midline.
Yes.
And with multiple backlines, you're very weak to front lines. And that was something that Okie Dokie really looked to take advantage of.
Yeah, they were out there just scrapping, being scrappy up front in their face all the time. Even though there wasn't too many avenues for flanks, they were constantly trying every avenue they could to just try and get behind them and destabilize their mid and backliners.
We saw multiple times of Zoki and Arcbot and even Daddy get in there and just disrupt Goober on the Blob Blobber.
Yeah.
The Blob Blobber does stay in, though.
Yeah. So similar comment on the side of Okie Dokie here. Charger came back with Kaz at the helm. Akira taking the Splash-O-Matic, which is honestly a shocking pick, so I'm excited to see how this one goes.
Interesting. And I think the reason why they took the Blob Blobber here is that it's an arching weapon, so going over, it'll help you get back into zone and be able to paint zone a lot. And as we see that COD and 4K already have zone control and a pick on Okie Doki.
Yeah, and they double crab. They staggered the crabs so that they could maintain that pressure to keep Okie Doki at spawn, which is great coordination.
The crab coming back out from Okie Doki as Rain comes into zone, just keeping it painted, keeping that time ticking down for COD and 4K.
Yep, Daddy here in a bit of a corner here, and they need to get some paint on here, but COD and 4K does manage to take Daddy out, and
already down to 49. Let's see if they can keep the zone or if the penalty will be applied.
Yeah, they got a penalty. It was kind of expecting that one just because that's typically how it goes. Okie Doki pushed up really, really far, so we need to see how COD in 4K manages to make their pushback.
And just a random pick from the blob lobber. That's all you care about.
Yep.
Just keep throwing those blobs, and eventually you'll get someone.
I'm really liking the pick that Okie Doki chose of the Custom Junior so that they can just spam those torpedoes to disrupt the people coming in from spawn.
And torpedoes are a really great pick against blob lobber because they have to take a full shot in order to destroy it.
So good call there for this map. Or maybe it's just a comfort pick. I don't know. But regardless, we see back and forth happening here in zones. A lot of crab battles happening left and right.
There's many crabs. None of them are alive anymore. As the zone at the end of it is for COD 4K.
Yep, we see Kaz setting up here in the zone, just trying to get that use that little perch in the middle here to maintain pressure from afar. Akira up there taking Daddy out and going for Zoki and Arcbot here. Bit of a rough situation, but if they can pull it off, they can get many more points on the board. Something
we're not really seeing from COD and 4K is them pushing onto plat because they have that sort of double backline with the blob lobber and the E-leader.
Yeah, very, very interesting here.
They're staying on zone, and the blob lobber gets the pick there, but it seems like that's too little too late as a wipeout happens.
They still got to 11 points. Very, very strong push from COD and 4K. But Okie Doki with that wipeout is able to push all the way up to spawn, basically, and get through their penalty really fast.
There's still a lot of time left in this match.
Yep, and we see Okie Doki once again pushing them as far as they can, and I expect they are going to be fighting really, really hard to keep COD and 4K out and destabilized.
But Koki going down on zone gives the opportunity for COD and 4K to get there and get zone back.
Kaz doing that jump out of a 2v1, and that was a great move to maintain special and stay alive. Puddle taking out Daddy in the corner there.
The addition of Kaz moving in and then jumping out took the pressure away from Puddle, and Puddle got in there and got 2 splats.
Great coordination on COD and 4K. We're really seeing them get in the groove of things now. Cutting through their penalty down to 33 points left there.
And Koki hit with that burst bomb. The burst bombs only don't do as much as splat bombs, but they pop instantly.
Yeah, they're great for trapping people.
But 2 going down and zone going back to Okie Doki as they work through this penalty. We see them like go onto the plat again, something that we didn't really see COD and 4K do.
Yeah, right now we're seeing COD 4K being trapped in this little corner here and getting double teamed, but getting a trade.
Let's see if COD and 4K are able to capitalize on this trade.
We see some specials coming in, so I think they're going to be able to do this one.
Rain is coming over zone, but zone is staying neutral. There's not enough paint yet, and it goes to COD and 4K reapplying that penalty to Okie Doki.
Giving themselves a little bit more time, and then now able to cut through their own penalty to try and get that last little bit of points tipped down and get them the knockout.
We're also entering the last minute, so even if there's no knockout, these points matter fully, and Akira gets another pick, but is trying to survive as Daddy goes down.
Okay, Akira here is going to push up and try and keep people destabilized. Zoki coming in for a skirmish, and using the wave breaker to get them marked out.
Zone is ticking down, and it looks like we will have a knockout in favor of COD in 4K. We are getting more Splatoon.
Heck yeah. COD 4K taking that one. Great coordination. They shook up their entire lineup to make that happen, and it really worked for them.
Oh, definitely.
So, we are... I think COD and 4K has coordinated their emotes to be all the same, and that just brought a smile to my face.
That's a sign of a good team.
Yeah. They're coordinating their emotes. I wouldn't be surprised if they're coordinating outfits.
They coordinated their name, too.
Exactly.
They have the tag, which most teams don't.
They're dedicated. They're here to win it, so love to see that. Going to Game 4. With Okie Dokie picking their next thing, so I don't know which they're going to pick.
I think they'll pick Rainmaker. I don't know what map, but we
see
saw
that.
what they did on Rainmaker last set.
Yes.
And if they can repeat that, they'll go into grand finals with without a chip on their shoulder.
Just, yeah.
They'll be Achilles, you know? Dipped into the river of Styx by their Rainmaker.
That doesn't sound very pleasant at all, if I'm being perfectly honest. The Rainmaker, it looks very heavy, kind of sharp.
It's like a big golden fish, right?
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It sounds unpleasant, honestly.
You know what? It's like the fountain topper, right? Right?
Like typically the mermaid like spitting water into the pool, but they want a Rainmaker instead.
You'd make a good mermaid.
Oh yeah, thank you. I just get the surgery going. Let's get it going. Let's find out.
I believe it. I can see it. They did go to Rainmaker on Inkblot.
There you go. So your prediction, pretty dang spot on.
However, they are up against a Bloblobber. My favorite map, my favorite weapon. Not my favorite mode, but still, it is looking good for that Bloblobber.
Yeah.
I am excited to see what Goober can do on this map mode.
Yeah, Bloblobber is strong to lead a shot for the Rainmaker because once again your bouncing shots just able to apply that pressure and paint carve a path, and the Rainmaker can swim right up that if need be.
And this map is so good for Bloblobber. There are so many angles that you can really get with these two boxes in the middle.
Yep. So we're seeing a comp shakeup on the side of Okie Dokie. We see Koki switching back to the regular splat roller, and Zoki heading to the heavy splat lane.
The other positive of the Bloblobber is the pop.
Yes. Very, very good for popping that Rainmaker shield, especially if you have a bit of object shredder.
And we see it going the other way. Caught in 4K, pushing up, getting 2 splats off of the pop, and then getting 2 more splats and pushing through the checkpoint already. And pushing up onto plat 30. They're up to 15 already. 11
points. Very strong push from Cotton 4K. Just seeing the frontliners on Cotton 4K disrupt all of Okie Dokie back there and get those points on the board was so good.
And they don't even get the checkpoint. All Cotton 4K need to do right now is just defend. They just need to defend right now.
I feel like we've seen that Okie Dokie is very strong on this map. Arfa getting that splash wall up, but not quite in time. Back and forth happening up here on this platform.
And there's a lot of paint coming out from this Bloblobber. They're going up onto the plat in order to try and jump over.
Yeah.
Or just use the Rainmaker. But the Rainmaker goes down, so there's no push possible from it.
Wow. So we are seeing this Rainmaker trying to make its way up, but we have a Crab here defending, and Akira just pushing up to try and take this out. Koki with that roller just threatening with that instant splat kill.
Oh, I know from experience Koki's roller is frustrating to play against.
Yeah.
Daddy picks up the Rainmaker, trying to make a push happen.
Just not a bad move. That was a very disadvantageous point, but they were about to send that Rainmaker back to middle, so just keeping the pressure there is... Whoa!
Koki picks it up aggressively, but gets a pick, but does go down to that Splash-O-Matic.
That squid roll was a great maneuver to try and get a few more shots and get Goober out of the picture there.
And this tent providing cover for that Splash-O-Matic in order for the Rainmaker to jump off the cliff.
Yeah. So we saw 3 down on the side of Okie Dokie, so I think we're going to see Cod and 4K trying to push back and get that back in Okie Dokie.
And there's probably going to be a crab up here from Akira.
Pretty soon almost. I think they're going to wait for a bit more of an advantageous situation. Called out Koki so that they knew to get off that box.
Do they know he's on top? They don't, and he gets rolled.
Oh,
and the
Koki.
10, that's 2.
That's 2, so Okie Dokie here putting a strong fight. If they can pop that berry, they can get a few more points on the board here.
But does Koki know there might be someone behind him?
Oh, someone was behind them, in fact, but they were able to get out of the danger area.
Barely did not get Koki on the Rainmaker there.
Could have gone easily something the other way. Ooh.
And 2 down on the side of Okie Dokie. There's no push going to happen when you're 2 down. There's still 2 minutes left.
There's still 2 minutes left, and I feel like we're like near the end of the match already.
There's so much that has happened in this game already.
Exactly.
The Rainmaker's been picked up by Cod and gone down immediately.
Seeing another vacuum coming out here, trying to get rid of Koki. Oh, that's a very nerve-wracking matchup.
They trade. The vacuum and Koki trade. So no one else is being pressured by Koki. but that vacuum is gone too.
Yes. So we see here, Okie Dokie has the Rainmaker, and they are looking to push up. Arcbot waiting until Koki's there to help push forward. See if
The tent umbrella
oh.
just snuck in with that umbrella, and then got a pick on the Rainmaker. But now it seems that all COD is trying to do is whenever Okie Dokie pick up the Rainmaker, just to splat the Rainmaker.
Yeah, because we're coming down to 1 minute here, and as you said, Okie Dokie has really gotten a few points on the board. They are able to contest this, but if COD4K can play defensively for the rest of this match, they are still in good standing.
And if the Rainmaker keeps going down, it's so hard to push.
You got to waste ink popping that barrier, and I think this is going to be a retreat from Okie Dokie unless...
Daddy went to pop the Rainmaker just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun. Though we do see some specials coming in here allowing Koki to get a nice foothold into this back alley and immediately set up shop. The entire team of Okie Dokie is back up here on this plat trying to get those points in.
And a crab tank comes out picking off Koki. So there's no dynamo roller for this push currently, as Koki will have to respawn and then jump in.
Yeah, Koki is playing a splat roller this time. Frontline for Koki.
Splat roller?
Yes.
That's even scarier.
I know. It is. Oh, but we see. Oh, up to 50 points. That is so close. Okie Dokie almost had that push. If they can pop that Rainmaker shield one more time.
But a crab coming to pop it back, and the splat.
Oh, and Team COD4K takes it to the back and just immediately erases all those hopes and dreams. They're just going to wait it out back here and stay safe.
Guess what? It's game 5 time.
I love it. Love to see that. Great job, COD4K, taking that one back. Whew. Close match.
I don't know who's even the favorite.
I don't have a favorite. I'm just here to see these great matches. And
you know what? My favorite might be Daddy.
You're not picking a favorite team. You're picking a favorite player. And
favorite name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go the paternal love.
I do love my daddy.
Yeah. What's not to love? Strong Splatoon player. Very, very loving, warming, caring of the team. Whew. So.
I'm out of breath.
I know. Like, we could not stop talking that entire time because there's so much happening at any given time. That was so close. Okie Dokie easily could have taken that at that last minute there. But the wherewithal to not only pop that Rainmaker shield and then squid roll behind cover at that last section, I think was a great move on COD4K's part.
The mechanics, they're just next level.
Yes. I've seen it twice now where the players have grabbed the Rainmaker and using squid roll just to get that little bit of momentum and keep going or take an evasive action. That's
a change made in Splatoon 3 from Splatoon, right?
Yes.
Splatoon 2, sorry.
Yeah, the squid roll is a new option for mobility. It used to be kind of done by using the sub-strafing equivalent in Splatoon, which is, wave dash equivalent, which is sub-strafing, which would allow you to very quickly change your direction and not lose much momentum. But they just added it as a mechanic in the game now.
And it's impacting it.
It is.
Right?
It is. I knew as soon as I saw that was going to be a high-level maneuver that people are going to be really taking advantage of. And sure enough, I didn't expect to see it in Rainmaker. I honestly didn't know that you could squid roll with the Rainmaker.
Well, we learn something new every day.
We do. We
right?
do.
I'm excited for Rainmaker on Mahi Mahi.
Oh, Mahi Mahi Resort. I will admit I'm not a huge fan of this in ranked modes, but it's our first time seeing this on commentary between the two of us anyways.
I know on Splat Zones for Mahi Mahi, there's a dynamic water level.
Yes.
Is that the same case for Rainmaker?
I don't know if it is there for Rainmaker. I could be wrong. We'll find out very shortly here, I imagine. But Mahi Mahi, the stage-changing mechanics, it's basically a Rainbow Road of Splatoon because there's no guardrails around that water, and if you get pushed in there, you're donezo.
Gooper is now on the E-leader.
Okay, everyone on COD4K seems to be a flex player because they've traded hands playing
They've
Blackliners.
played everything every game.
Yeah. It's honestly very impressive.
And Kaz is on that tent umbrella, getting a trade pick on. Oh, but a second one goes down for Cod in 4K. So this is time for Okie Dokie to try and push.
Yep, they've got a splash wall up, trying to make a consistent pass for the Rainmaker to get up to that checkpoint, but Cod in 4K doing a great job pushing them back. Ooh, wow.
Splatting the crab tank is so hard.
Yes.
You either have to go through that crab or splat the little inkling on the back of it.
Yeah, and those are just some precise shots to take out the player there. So we're seeing 17 points on the board already.
This is a very short and condensed map.
Yes.
It does not favor the E-leader whatsoever.
And there is Okie Dokie taking the knockout.
Okie Dokie on Rainmaker is a beast
Yeah, I'm
to
scared.
tangle with.
I'm not playing it. I'm scared. That is crazy. What a strong, strong push that they made. Consistent swapping out of like who's up front doing splats.
We get the dab from ArcBot.
Yep, and the T-pose of emotes from Koki.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What a good set. A Game 5 in Losers Finals. So we have now Okie Dokie against...
whoever is
it the
in-
Bomb Squad?
Well, no, we'll get that up on
Okay.
Start.gg shortly, but
Yeah. Whoever they're up against, it will be a brawl.
I am so excited to see these last matches. So we're going to get set up for the next little bit here.
I'm so sad that I have to wish you all goodbye. It was a pleasure commentating for you, and I'm Kiwi. My Twitter is Canadian Kiwi down there.
Yep. So give him a follow if you want. Very into music, and we'll catch you later.
Additionally, I want to shout out Squid Swamp. Y'all are awesome. I wouldn't be here without you guys, and I'm just so thankful. I'd also like to shout out the person behind the production.
Oh, Suplex.
Suplex Plus on Twitter.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. And then I also want to thank...
Kimi.
I want to thank the event first.
Oh, okay.
The event and the sponsors of the event. They come before me, and then I'll thank me.
Oh, I was saying Kimi, like Serena.
Oh, Serena, yes, Serena. Oh, I thought you said Kiwi.
Yeah, sorry.
Serena, Kimi behind the spectator cam. She's doing a phenomenal job.
Yep.
And we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have the spectating that we have right now without her.
Yeah, auto spectate is great, but when you have somebody capable behind the camera, it adds a much more fluid, workflow for us, and it's just better for the audience, better for everything. So
we need more love for the spectators.
yes, you and I have been able to swap out, but Kimi has just been back with the entire time manning that. So no rest for her.
She's a warrior.
Very much a warrior, and Suplex once again being back there the entire time. So shout out to the background crew and all the other people at AESA that have made this possible. So
thank you.
thanks. We'll throw it to
Thanks for watching me, and then stay for grand finals.
Back for grand finals. See you in a bit.
Hello, we're live. Sorry, we were just looking at chat, but we're here now. We're here with our grand finals, and we have our little friend, our little visitor up in
Yes.
front here.
Octoball is staring into your soul, judging you for everything you've done.
He is our mascot. We love him very much.
Yes.
If you decide to pick up a poster or a sticker,
You can take a piece of Octoball home with you.
yeah, here's our
little
little
boy.
sticker. See?
Yeah,
Match.
if you've been in the spectator stands, you've also seen him on the back of all the monitors up there too.
Yeah,
Cute
for
little,
sure.
Cute little thing. So welcome back to commentating, Rainbows.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited for this grand finals match.
We've had so many good matches up until this point. I really hope we get to as many matches as we can between these two.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, they are here in Grands for a reason.
Yes.
Two strongest teams. They did go up against each other earlier, and Okie Dokie did struggle a little bit, so I wonder if they've come up with some countermeasures since then.
We have seen some incredible momentum from them. Like, once they got going, they just didn't stop. I think they have just been riding that momentum, so great job on their point. Very excited to see how things go on this side here.
Yeah, for sure. What's our first map mode coming up here?
We are going to see it right here. Clam Blitz on Scorch Gorge.
All right, this is probably my favorite Clam Blitz map, just because there are the two ways that you can approach the basket, and if you're smart, you can get those flanks going if you can make it across the bridge without being seen, of course.
Yes. That bridge is very treacherous because it is great. You can't ink across it. You got to walk all sneaky like. So if you can get some good coordination with your team to distract them, then you can maybe get back there.
Yeah, and if you can get a good enough flank, that can result in a team wipe in no time flat.
Yeah. So we're going to see some good matches here. Scorch Gorge, very lots of up and down, so lots of altitude you can get, but not in like a Moray Towers kind of sense.
Yeah, or even in a Flounders sort of sense. I think that this one feels a lot more balanced. I can't really think of a weapon that I wouldn't use here.
Yeah, I did not like using brush.
Did I just see a bow?
Oh, we see a stringer coming out.
Ooh, this is our first time seeing a stringer today.
On Sungra, too. That's very interesting. That's a very forward-heavy team. They are looking to be one-man armies, I think, on the side of Bomb Squad.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like both teams are opting for very, very aggressive approaches. We're not seeing anything with more range than the Tri-Slinger.
Yeah, that is honestly incredible. And sure enough, we see a big firefight happening right here by the basket.
Wow, Bomb Squad just so aggressive here right now.
Yep.
Jumping around below that basket, trying to hold on long enough for teammates to come with a clam.
They do, wow, basket open over there.
Yeah, well, they managed to open the basket. Doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up, and they'll have to regroup and try again.
Yes. So, man, we see a huge push for Okie Dokie to grab some clams. They already have a power clam as well as 5 others. So
you know what's crazy, though, is that they are fighting from, like, right in front of their basket, even though Bomb Squad just went 3 down.
Wow.
Like, the coordination, getting those jumps in that fast to keep up the pressure is honestly really impressive.
Yeah.
The teamwork we're seeing here is
it's top
next
tier.
level.
It's top tier.
It really is. I don't think you'd see much better than this even in like an online competitive game, honestly.
That is, so the things have, there's been so much happening, but we still have yet to see another basket pop since then. Everyone's just fighting for their lives right now.
That Tri-Slinger, honestly, is putting in so much work. Not even necessarily in the way of getting picks, but just providing a jump point for teammates so that that aggression just never stops. We are still seeing oh my gosh.
In the hands of Sungra as well, it is a very impressive force to be reckoned with.
Good luck touching mid right now if you are Okie Dokie. Look at all this yellow paint.
Yes, this is honestly incredible. We see kind of like double-pronged attack happening here. We see some picks on Okie Dokie, them getting down. Luigi going up front to get a full wipeout.
And a wipeout. Okay, has Okie Dokie even, like, touched Bomb Squad's plat yet? I don't think they have. I think they've been stuck on their own pretty much this entire game.
Yes, they've been forced to defend their basket this entire time. And even though they've got very strong coordination, this is still just a lot to deal with.
Yeah, I think one of the main advantages that Bomb Squad has is the paint from the Tri-Slinger, which makes a roller just, it's so much pain if you don't have paint.
I don't know if that was an intentional move or not, but I did notice that ArcBot took only 2 out of the 3 clams out of that bottom section there, so I think they are playing the clam economy a little bit here.
Yeah, and it looks like they're finally getting some coverage in mid, finally able to start pushing up. And honestly, for all the pressure, wow, he just got taken out in no time flat there. But despite all the pressure that Bomb Squad was putting on earlier, 61 is not an insurmountable lead by any means. That's like 2 power clams right there.
Yeah, we've still got so much time left in this match, but once again, this looks like Bomb Squad is putting all this work into pushing up to Okie Dokie's basket again. Like, look at all this yellow paint.
I know, look. Oh, Koki's stuck in the middle of a bunch of yellow paint, still able to get a pick, but not enough. Just doesn't have anywhere to run because it's just yellow everywhere in mid right now. Yeah,
the presence of Bomb Squad is very overwhelming right now.
Yeah. I saw Zoki try and get a pick there, and the Tri-Slinger just provided coverage, wasn't able to do anything, had to back off.
Yeah.
Like, they are just playing so smart right now.
Yeah, and right now, we were talking about the clam economy before. Right now we see...
but that's 2 down.
Oh, we might see
Are we going to finally see a
Okie Doki.
push? Oh,
They
they're right
clam.
below basket. They need that power clam, though.
Oh, I think that...
Oh, no, the juggling of
scramble,
the
yes.
clams.
I think they can do this. They still have a good shot if they can just get this clam together.
Doki trying to shark there, getting called out by the killer whale and just can't get away from it.
I was really gunning for them to be able to get that basket popped, but we are down the last 30 seconds here,
Yeah.
so we need to see a nice coordinated push from them if they want to get some points on the board.
The one time we see them actually in advantage and they just don't have the clam numbers, that's one of the things that it can be so tricky about clams is you can't, the objective is everywhere.
Yes.
You have to be doing so many things all at once. And if you miss just one, like...
It's so easy to get caught up in the moment of like, I just got to get forward and all that stuff. And you get to the basket and you realize you don't have the clams to do it. It can be very frustrating, not to mention that you're fighting the entire time. But that being said, we do have the clam basket popped by Okie Doki, and they're able to get some points on the board here.
Unfortunately for them, it did cost them, that is a delayed wipe.
Yes.
So they were able to get a clam in, but it was only one, which is not enough.
Not enough, but still, I'm glad they were able to make it all the way up there because that was an intense fight they had to go through.
That was definitely an uphill battle all the way for Okie Doki, and even that last clam, they just barely snuck in.
Yeah. I mentioned it when I was commentating with Kiwi as well, but they have been in a just uphill battle this entire time. They haven't stopped to rest for I think, like 5 sets.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
So-
that can either work to your advantage or disadvantage. You know, you may end up getting burnt out, but not having a break, maybe that just keeps the momentum going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just, coming up against another team with an entirely different mindset and play style, they might just need to get their footing again.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll see how
for
they do with
sure.
the counter pick.
They do seem to be, as time is going on, they're adjusting to the teams that they're going up against better and better, kind of figuring out, all right, where is their weak point? Where are we lacking?
Yeah.
I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing from them, but Bomb Squad, honestly, their teamwork.
Yeah, it's very, very good. They've got a lot of strong players on that team. Like Sungura with that bow, I think it was a great choice for that because with that aggressive of a team to be up against, having a charger or a splatling, I think you would have been overwhelmed. But choosing something like the bow was quick enough to be able to defend yourself and also just provide you with so much turf.
Yeah, and those killer whales, like you're constantly, like especially the roller, like rollers want to shark. They want to
Yes.
find somewhere and hide there and wait for someone to come past and then just jump out on them. When you are constantly dealing with the tri-slinger, which has the splash damage, plus the killer whale that it's throwing out all the time, like good luck staying in one place for very long.
You're just dancing all over the place, just trying to, maintain footing, and it's hard. It's hard when you're up against that much stuff. So
Yeah, and I know that Matt is doing a really good job of keeping his team really on track and coordinated. I was talking to him in between sets before, and yeah, he was just saying that keeping communication and having that plan, knowing what the next step is, has been really big for them.
good. This is team coordination on the level I haven't really seen it before, so knowing
Yeah.
that they are discussing stuff even between matches is great.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have a counter pick yet?
Still working on it.
All right, we're still working on it. What do you think would be... Oh, well, there we go.
There
All right.
we go.
We
So-
are back to Rainmaker on Mahi, and we know what happened last time we saw Rainmaker on Mahi with Okie Doki.
Yes, I am noticing a trend that Okie Doki might have a slight affinity for Rainmaker due to the ability to just push and go. It's one of the ones you can really easily get a knockout in, and they might
Yeah.
be counting on that. So
That-
aggressive push up front.
That, and I will say, Rainmaker is one of the modes that requires a little bit less teamwork. You know, we went from Clam Blitz, which is probably the mode that requires the most teamwork,
Yes.
to Rainmaker, which is probably the mode that requires the least. So I wonder if for them, part of it is just they all know their roles, they know what they want to be doing, and Rainmaker is just a good fit for that.
Maybe. Well, we'll see how they fare in this next match on Mahi Mahi Resort.
All right. Yeah, seeing some backliners
Yes.
back in play now that we're on a map that isn't that doesn't favor aggression quite as much. That open space in the middle is definitely going to be a playground for both those backliners.
Absolutely, and we see just both teams, just as the shield got much bigger, closer to being popped, just backing up, make sure we don't see any early splats from the Rainmaker shield.
Yep, yeah, and we haven't seen any picks so far. We're almost 30 seconds in. That's actually quite rare for a Splatoon game.
I think after the last match, both teams are very aware of the other team's prowess and
true.
just trying to make sure that they stay alive so they can support their team. But we do see, almost had it at the checkpoint there. Okie Doki had it just at the pedestal, and they were in a good position to make that push, but got taken out just before they were able to slam that down. Oh no, they did get it.
Yeah, they did get through that that checkpoint, and that is going to change up the map, which we'll see if that ends up working in the favor of Bomb Squad. But we are seeing so much aggression. Is this going to be like a replay of last time?
I don't think it is, because
not quite.
we have Sungra on snipe here, and just absolutely deadly accuracy. Just applying pressure back here, trying to keep them pushed back.
Yeah, for sure. And usually a sniper would have advantage over a splatling, but in this case, I'd say it's pretty even because the Hydra has range on the splat charger there.
Yeah. So this can go either way. Still, we're still seeing a lot of the fight being on this platform.
Running all over the place. As a commentator watching it all, like, I can barely keep track of them.
Yeah, just all over the place, like flanking, hiding, zooming around, and just being a menace.
Putting down paint everywhere.
Yep.
Just doing all they can to be annoying, really.
It's honestly a great tactic.
For Rainmaker especially.
Yes, keep them on their toes and distracted. Though we see here the Rainmaker was reset, and we see Bomb Squad setting up shop here in mid here. I'm seeing a lot of blue.
They have 3 specials on deck. 4.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. They are in such a good position here if they can make use of these specials.
Oh, okay. Luigi got the pick that they needed, and they are probably going to see the Rainmaker climb up onto this pedestal. There we go.
It did cost them pretty much all of their specials in order to get it there. So
but they might take lead here.
They might. And there it is. Wow, those
strong
specials.
Pushback.
I have to say, those specials made all the difference there.
Oh, Luigi's in a very dangerous position. Taking out Koki. This match is nowhere from over yet. He says as the match ends is right away.
Commentator's curse.
I know.
Commentator's curse.
Wow.
You had to say it, didn't you?
I did. That was so intense.
The Okie Dokies getting a taste of their own medicine as they get knocked out on the very same map that they previously knocked out another team on.
Yeah, that was, as you said, that moment where they had 3 specials ready on the side of the Bomb Squad was honestly a very clutch moment. They got the foothold that they needed, and they didn't let up pressure.
Yeah, for sure, which is definitely what you need to do in Rainmaker. You cannot waste a single second when you're playing that mode.
And as we saw, like the camera movements were so frantic because everybody was so active, hunting or getting special or trying to just play objective.
Yeah. Definitely a very hype map to play Rainmaker on, especially with the change in the middle there. Definitely changes the dynamic of the game, and I think that was another thing that contributed to the Bomb Squad being able to get back the lead there.
Yeah.
And ultimately get the knockout.
Yeah, ultimately getting that knockout. So looking at the counter picks here, we're going to see some other familiar map mode combos coming up. We're going to see a lot of Rainmakers, what I'm getting here. I think both teams seem to have an affinity for it.
Yeah.
So Okie Doki trying to play Rainmaker to their advantage. Once again, they know they're good at it, and we've seen that they're good at it, so I don't think it's a bad choice for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is at least the 3rd time that we've seen this map mode combination, but definitely a map that favors aggression, which both of these teams have shown that they have.
Yep. Knowing a lot of the players individually, just from our Sunday night Squid events that we host every other weekend, like I know playing with Luigi and Ninja and Matt that they don't necessarily believe in the traditional comps of having backline, midline, frontline. They are fine going all front lines, being hyper aggressive and just doing nothing but hunting and splatting.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're still seeing a couple backlines here, which I think is important, especially for stopping pushes and for that mid play.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was fast.
That was so fast.
I feel like I just blinked and the shield was just gone.
I think that's what Okie Dokie is doing, though, is that they are... Was that Okie Dokie or was that...
No, that was Bomb Squad. That was
wow.
Bomb Squad.
Maybe the Bomb Squad is living up to their name, and they just have a coordinated, all right, we all use our bombs here to pop this really quick.
That must have been it, especially with that junior in there, probably able to throw 2 bombs at once. That's one of the more popular junior builds.
Yeah, I think it's the junior builds.
Definitely.
If I see a junior, I assume that they're running a double bomb comp because it is so strong.
Yeah.
So right now we see Okie Dokie with the Rainmaker in their hands trying to get a few picks, and indeed they get some, but they got to push up a little bit farther to get this checkpoint. Koki waiting until it's just safe enough to get in there.
Wow, and oftentimes when a team gets the Rainmaker to the pedestal, the Rainmaker carrier will die because there's just so much pressure around the podium, but not that time.
No, I'm seeing some great movement from Team Okie Dokie, especially like playing the Rainmaker that far up and managing to stay alive. That was very impressive, but they do get taken out, and Bomb Squad is going to pick it up and start bringing it right back to them.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job of trying to paint mid here, just get some coverage before they push up too aggressively.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some. Oh yeah, there's some fights going on on the side there that went in the favor of Bomb Squads, though.
Koki getting triple teamed, getting taken out.
Did they get the? Oh yeah, they did get the.
Yeah, they got the checkpoint.
Yeah.
So we do see a nice foothold on both teams getting rid of that middle checkpoint, and now it's just a matter of who can take the other person's plat
that
sooner.
That Zuka snipe, though. Very nice.
And here we see a sneaky play from Luigi taking the lead.
Wow.
How far can they get?
Oh, he's the only one alive, and he made it to 22.
That is seeing an opportunity and just
wow.
going for it.
And that is how you play Rainmaker, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you don't wait for the team. You're the only one alive, and you just go.
Yeah, that is a nice, fairly cozy lead that they can, but up against Okie Dokie, I don't know if I would sit on my laurels at all.
Yeah, we've definitely, I think in every game so far, I don't know if 22 has been the winning score.
No.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Bomb Squad coming out with heavy aggression, using specials to pop the Rainmaker shield.
Yeah, and it's only, yep.
Wow. Okay, so they have just finished a wipeout. They got a bubble up, and they're bringing the Rainmaker back.
Yeah.
I think they're 100% set up here for a potential knockout, but it all is going to depend on how well Okie Dokie can play their defense.
Wow.
But Rainmaker's down. They got a few more points on the board, but not enough. Okie Dokie able to pick up the Rainmaker, bring it back out here.
And look at that.
Close.
They are already applying pressure to the Rainmaker, and Rainmaker hadn't even dropped yet. Like,
yeah. Already knowing that they were going to take that back route, throwing some bombs up there to make them take a route that's a little bit more disadvantageous and getting that pick eventually.
That was beautiful. Okay, I just have to say, that was so good.
Yeah, just eating up those shots with that vacuum and
just come here, come into my ink. All right,
yeah.
vacuum. Get out.
Yeah. So we're seeing Okie Dokie here setting up shop. Wavebreaker out, trying to get some people located, I think.
Whoa! Oh, that must have been a bomb. Sneaky little bomb in there, taking out that Trizuka.
So we see a lot of action here on the side. I think Okie Dokie's got to play a little bit safer. They were 2 down, just respawning, and Koki's pushed up pretty far. That being said, if Koki can get a few picks here, that could be a nice turning point. So they're going after Sungra, getting them.
Yeah, that's a really good first pick.
Yes. So now the backline has been disabled for a little bit, they can focus on everyone else and look at this turf just swap back to orange.
Oh, I hate that when you get stuck mid-swing as a roller and then the bomb rolls beneath your feet. See your life.
It's a bad feeling. You know it's going to happen. Exactly.
You know what's coming.
Tell my wife I love her. Okay, so.
Oh, look at all those specials up on the side of Bomb Squad. There's only, it looks like they're playing this really smart.
Yep. They can play a defensive game. 20 seconds left here. And if they can manage this, that is going to be this set.
It is just costing Okie Dokie everything to even just get a few picks.
Yeah.
When they do get a pick, it's often a trade. It's just they are having such a hard time getting any sort of hold here.
But it's not over yet. We are in overtime. Koki doing a great job dancing on this platform, trying to stay alive.
Oh! Was that a Trizuka or
No, just
a
junior.
flank? Just a junior to the face.
Wow. Yeah,
sounds
you
like a
love
band
to hate
name.
to see it. Junior to the face? Yeah, I think punk rock would be a good band for that one. Strong matches from Bomb Squad. Okie Dokie put up such a good fight, but
Yeah,
getting 3-0'd.
I think that Bomb Squad just had better teamwork. I think they both had the aggression. They both had the technical skill. But every time you looked, like Bomb Squad was like ganging up on Okie Dokie. They didn't go down without taking down one of Okie Dokie with them. Just
That's wild. So, I guess that's our grand finals then.
yeah, I guess that's it. That's the end of our Splatoon journey here at Alberta Esports Expo.
Yeah, big shout out to, once again, all the organizers that made this event happen. All the staff here that, set up chairs, that got the stage set up, did all the design work to make sure that we had a nice open space to get things done. To this guy.
This nerd right
This
here.
guy, he hasn't been on camera today, but Yoko putting in a ton of work.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you all.
Yeah. Ryan's been so good jumping, like he's been wearing 4 different hats today. I've seen him with a camera. He's been doing TO work, selling posters, just getting
setup,
everything.
takedown,
Yeah.
communication, all of it. I also want to give a shout out to Kimmy,
Yes.
our backstage camera person.
Yes.
You did not see her at all today, but she is the one who, we've gotten a break as
Yes.
casters. She has been back there on the video the entire time.
Yes.
So special thanks to her just for all the hard work that she put in today. And yeah, just one last time, if you guys are interested in supporting our community, we are trying to, improve our setups. Any proceeds that we get just goes straight back into building the community. So if you feel like picking up one of these cool posters, you not only get to support our community, you get some amazing art. It's a win-win.
Yep. And if you're in Alberta, we try and do our best effort to facilitate all skill levels for Splatoon. So if you're just starting out, you want to know how to get better. We have so many skilled players, as you saw within our community, that are just willing to help, give you some pointers on how you can improve. And we also try and host events that will help you get better as a player as well.
Yeah, and we sometimes put teams together, putting higher level players with lower level players, just so everybody gets that experience. So everybody has the ability to participate in our community.
Yeah, I like nothing more than to see somebody start from the bottom and make their way up to be a top player in our community, and it's happened a few times now, and I'm very happy to see. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, please check out our Twitter. AB Squid Swamp is our tag. Check both of our Twitter tags out as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure casting for you. And
Yeah.
we hope we'll see you around our community. Thanks for
Exactly.
watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.
Bye.